Phasmophobia later tonight. So we're gonna go into Apex next, and then we'll do
alive,
Phasmophobia.
When you're
Call a
dead,
meeting, then
just
have to let the
you can't
killer
talk.
regroup with everyone. Okay.
So we can talk mid-round or mid-game.
Yeah, just be like, hey, killer, I'm at navigation, but really you're in medbay.
Watch me
and
get
we know
killer
who the
for hide
killer
and
is
seek.
with the-
Not be able to hide.
They just say there.
Who is
Okay,
it?
I got crewmate.
Okay,
Hey girls, I hope you guys have an
Oh,
enjoyable
shit.
game. I hope you
Get
enjoy being killed
away
by
from
me.
me.
Oh, wait, who is it?
Wiener, 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 next to another wiener, 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 two wieners alongside yet another wiener party, wiener party, 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 wiener wieners, nice and soft, non-erect wieners. Flopping wieners, flopping wieners.
Hey there, welcome to part 2 of our journey through Baldur's Gate 3 Early Access. This is Skylancer, and we have new lighting behind us, if you've noticed, and pretty much it sets us in the mood of gaming and journeying with our loved characters from part 1. So, pretty much, we'll continue with the journey of our half-drow ranger and find out more about our infection. So if you were tuning in last Wednesday, the premise pretty much is that our character has been pretty much infected by what we call a mind flayer. And long story short, we crashed down on the Nautiloid ship, and we meet new people. Characters like a cleric, a Githyanki fighter, a very mysterious wizard, and a fanged creature, more mysterious than the wizard. So please, it's going to be an amazing 3 to 4 hours ahead as we continue the story of our half-drow ranger, and I named him Ranzen because pretty much in our first session I actually forgot rather to customize the name and customize his background. So what I did was I replayed what I had played through on Wednesday, and ended up where we ended up last Wednesday evening. So that's it. And before I forget, we have a special Twitch integration today. So if you are on Twitch, if you don't, it's easy to make an account. Especially if you're on a PC. Unfortunately, this doesn't work on mobile. But if you are on Twitch, watch me on Twitch. That's twitch.tv /the Skylancer, TheSkyelancer. Because what I want to do, if we have enough viewers, is pretty much give the choices to the viewers on Twitch, wherein all viewers in Twitch would be able to actually vote for specific character choices depending on the dialogue or the interaction we run through the game as we move forward. So if you feel free to watch on YouTube or Facebook if that's your cup of tea. But if you want to join in with the game, join me play essentially, log in on twitch.tv /the Skylancer. You have to install an extension which will take less than 5 seconds tops. And then once you identify yourself on Twitch, that you're watching on my Twitch, you can see my character screen. You can see the equipment, the stats. So there's more interactivity. It's like you're playing with me. And then you can vote on the choices later. Not all of the choices. It depends on which choice I open up. But you know, let's open up to all dialogue choices later. So again, twitch.tv/theskylancer if you want to vote for the choices, if you want to look at my character screen, if you want to look at the item selection and whatnot, the inventory, it is possible there in twitch.tv, especially if you're on PC. All right, so I pretty much did the full recap already. So let's proceed to the opening. All right, so booting up the game. Again, some of you might have familiarized yourself with our Half-drow ranger to be named Tav. I changed it because Tav was the default name. I changed it to Ranzen. I used a drow name generator online, and I pretty much made the exact choices that I did from our playthrough last Wednesday, and I ended up pretty much the same where we ended up 11 p.m.-ish last Wednesday. And let's continue on. We are here at the bedchamber. So, to some of you who has no familiarization or has little familiarization with D&D, my character is a half-drow, not full drow, and drow are pretty much the dark elves of this universe, and they're not well seen as good people normally, because they live in the Underdark, and majority of them are corrupted and wicked. But again, not all of the drow are evil creatures. And similar to tieflings, which you will probably encounter later as we go through the game, you might look at tieflings later with horns and like devil incarnates, but they're not fully evil. All of them, not all of them are evil. There can be good tieflings too. Depends on the alignment that you have, and that's something that we'll get along with as we play Baldur's Gate 3, because D&D has this sort of alignment system where you can be lawful evil, you can be lawful good, but you can also be chaotic good, and some people can also be chaotic evil. So those are different interplays, and of course in the middle of the spectrum is someone who is neutral. All right, so I didn't know we can zoom in this close. So we have Ranzen here, our half-drow. We have Shadowheart, our cleric, who's been pretty useful so far. We have Astarion, our rogue. As some of you might have noticed that I switched out our fighter, our frontline, Githyanki Lae'zel, to Astarion, the rogue, primarily because this particular rogue has a good enough armor class that can actually be sort of like a tank-ish, similar to our cleric, who also has good armor class. And we also have Gale, our wizard. So we have essentially two pure spellcasters, one hybrid spellcaster, and one rogue who can either be long range with his bow and arrow, and who can also go up close and stab people, go for the stabby, so to speak. So where we left off last Wednesday is we just decimated the entire party who has been looking at us, or who's been pretty much preparing for us as we are in this dungeon. And our objective really is to find sort of a healer because of the parasite that was implanted to us by the mind flayers. Because if we don't, in a couple of days, I guess, we'll turn into one of them, mind flayers. And we'll see how it goes. And by the way I stream, especially Baldur's Gate 3, using D&D 5th edition rule set, as we come up with the rules, because I am a professional DM on Roll20 and Discord, I know more or less about the 5th edition rule set. As it comes up along our game, I'll try to explain the basic concepts so that some of you won't get lost. At least that's what I'm hoping for. Okay? Can be a little tricky, but 5th edition rule set is the simplest rule set that I've seen that the Wizards of the Coast have actually published. Okay, so let's go look. Chapel records, Ogma, Saloon. These are deities. I guess they were putting out names of people plus who they were worshipping. Interesting. This has already been looted. I was able to find out how to do a long rest and a short rest, by the way. It's actually here on the upper right near the map. There's a tool set that you can click on for those kinds of activities. And here is just to also familiarize ourselves with the geography. We pretty much went down the ruins through this hole on the ground which we discovered the last session. However, if we use this door, we end up on where we failed our persuasion check or deception check. And this is where the whole battle last session was placed. There's the hole on the ground. Oh, I got ensnared, which will give me damage. I think that's the third time I've got ensnared by that same vine, which I should learn by now to avoid that. So we'll go back to the dungeon because we haven't fully explored it yet, except for the battle here. I see a room somewhere on the, would I say, northeast, depending on where you actually point it. I don't know where north is, but anyways, here. Just an aside, I'm not really good with directions. I was DMing once on a tabletop. I kept on saying northeast to give my players a clue. And what I really meant was northwest. So I was confused why they were going northeast, but I didn't know I was saying northeast. So sometimes I can also get confused with directions. Thank you, the Valkyrie, for following the Valkyrie 91. Again, join me on Twitch.tv, the Skylancer, if you want to join in with the special participation where you can look at my character, look at the inventory, and basically choose what's going to happen. Oh, you got caught in that like 3 times too, right? You should learn by now. How are you enjoying Baldur's Gate 3 so far? I'm pretty much enjoying this. I'm a huge fan of the 5th edition, by the way. Okay, this Crypts. Oh, something that I learned while playing was, it's similar to Divinity Original Sin 2. You can actually unlink your character so that when you move, they don't follow you. This is usually a recipe for disaster when you're linked and you're going through some dangerous stuff. You might not step on something, but your other characters who are following you can step on some trap and pretty much get you all in trouble. So the only weakness my party I think has is that perception. I don't have high enough perception to notice anything that's weird. Oh, seems like I do. It seems like I do have high enough perception, because if you've seen that, that was a skill check to see whether you spot something, and I passed that skill check, and you see that this is a trap. It's a vent. So this is a gas trap, ladies and gentlemen. So if I step on something here, this vent might activate and we would most likely be in trouble. So I'm not quite sure what I should be doing right now. Let's see. Do a quick save because I don't like my character dying. See if I can sneak through some stuff, or if that'll help me at all with my perception check. I have no idea. Okay. Let's loot this. Two-handed melee weapon. Okay. 1d8 piercing. This is nice. It's just a spear. And there's a key. Uh-oh. Force turn-based mode. You have entered turn-based mode. Okay. Okay, so this is an add-on for Baldur's Gate 3. Unlike Divinity Original Sin, you can actually activate, or sometimes it automatically activates for you, the turn-based mode. So it forces you, even though there are no enemies, you get essentially 6 seconds of real time to move. And I assume that you're also gonna get one action, one bonus action, and the movement bar. In this character, we can move 9 meters per turn. And this is Grease, so it's difficult terrain. Characters move at half speed and may fall prone. And it is flammable. Oh my gosh. So, again, this is one trap. This might be 2 traps combined. There might be another trap that would actually set all the fires. That's a recipe for disaster for me, Ironic Gamer. Essentially, I can. Let's see what happens. But not before... I'll end my turn. Oh! I didn't even have to press on anything. The trap has already been activated. So that's 6 seconds. Okay. Oh, so if we can actually evade this, I hope, by jumping. I hope I don't fall. Okay, I didn't fall. Okay, we're good. And then let's see what happens if I set it on fire. Oh, wait. Let's end the turn first. Steer clear. Okay, okay. I thought it was a complicated trap, but I guess this is quite okay as far as trap goes. It's locked. Didn't I have a key? So I guess that key is not for this door. Question is, can we bash the door? Some doors are bashable, but I guess since there's an infinite number on the health of the door, it's not. There we go. So what do we do? My wizard, who is Gale, very mysterious, is also a pyromaniac. So he just wants to set everything on fire. And because of that, the grease difficult terrain is erased. So that means it'll be easier for us to move. Oh, nope, not really. The grease is still there because of the vent. I assumed wrong. Well, I can't do anything. We can't pass through here. There is another door on the other side. So I guess fate is telling us to visit the door on the other side. Now, the question is, how do we get out of here with my main character, whose name is Ranzen, by the way. Thank you, Drow Name Generator Online. Too high? I'm using jump, by the way. Uh-oh. No, 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 no. Okay, so when I jump, I just hope I aimed that well and I didn't jump just at the trajectory of the flame. Fingers crossed. I did jump at the trajectory of the uh-oh. I am not doing good. That's what you get when you assume. Jump, jump, jump. There's no grease, so I guess that's it. I'm gonna end my turn there because as a cleric, I have a sole responsibility to heal my drow, my half-drow. So I have Cure Wounds, which is in action, and it pretty much uses up a spell slot. The spell slots are here, as you can see. There's 3. You can only use 3 spell slots until you have to take a rest before it replenishes. However, this is Healing Word is a lesser. It's a healing spell that's not as strong as Cure Wounds, but it just only takes a bonus action. And I know that Healing Word is ranged. At least from... There we go. So Healing Word is ranged, so I'm going to use Healing Word. See, fire solves all problems. More fire. Get a Necromancer. It's like a post-death cleric. Yes, there is a Grave Cleric, by the way. I'm not sure if it's available in early access. I don't think so yet, but they're going to add that up. Grave Clerics are fun to play as. They are obsessed with death and worshipping the god Kalimvor. In fact, I was playing with one who was just so obsessed. He's a real-life person, by the way, and he plays a Grave Cleric. It's fun. It's fun to play with people like that. Oh my gosh. Oops. That was the second jump, which I... gosh. Got hit again. Jump. No. End the turn for you. You're gonna have to jump somewhere very safe. Not enough space. If I jump there, I'll get burned. But... it is what it is.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Healing Word. 4 is it's an okay number for healing. So I'm gonna end my turn there. My wizard. Okay. Whew. Just probably missed that by an inch. I am gonna have to end my turn because I really want to jump out of here. Seriously. This is not a joke anymore. Jump. And I guess I have 6 HP, so I'm just gonna risk it. Burn 1. Okay, I'm good. I'm safe, ladies and gentlemen. I'm safe. I'm good. We're gonna have to visit that later and see what's happening. How do we unlock that other door? Now let's use our last spell slot for a Cure Wounds because I'm nearby.
Take Cure.
That's 5. See, we just casted the Healing Word. We healed for 4 HP, and we casted Cure Wounds, and we only healed for 5. So, die roll, everybody. Thank you, dice. Okay, now we link them back together so that's the most aggressive heal animation I've ever seen. Yeah. Seems like an attack, right? Okay, so I think we can leave turn-based mode by pressing shift space, which I will do. All right, let's do this. Heavy oak doors, as you can see, there is an HP on that. So that key, because this was locked. I'm pretty sure this was locked when I inspected it a while ago. So that key on the crypt probably open up this, so this is the right way to go. At least I guess the game is telling us that. So let's.
Armed scribes, but no sign of a struggle.
I wonder
All
what
right.
was so subversive about their words that they commanded protection.
No clues on... Oh, no, no, no. This is what I get for playing tabletop D&D so much. The fear of going into a room. Because every room in a dungeon usually is a trap, or it usually is bad.
Forbidden knowledge. Without a doubt.
100% if I play this and I see doors with health, I'll just bash it open. Yep. That could be a way to go too. I was actually prepared to bash the big door. The one with the 36 HP. I didn't know that that key on the Crypt actually worked on that one. Okay. So there's an opening here, but no way on earth is anyone athletic that can I think can make this jump now. So this is not the way to go. By the way, for those who are watching, if you're watching on twitch.tv/the Skylancer, once we get into certain dialogue choices, we're dungeon delving right now, so you won't get to experience it. But once we get into certain dialogue choices, you can vote, or you can essentially choose what will happen in terms of what we say to certain people. So a little bit of interactivity there. There's a ladder. Okay. Where does this lead to? Oh, it leads to the trap door that was locked last session. So, yep, we were here. This is where the big battles happened. This is where the hole we went into, which leads back to the ruin. So at least now we know where to go to exit. I don't like having clerics without any spell slots, so I am going to play it safe and go to camp and end the day, which I just learned today. Oh, look at this. Why are you studying your own mirror image?
Indulging in a spot of vanity. Handsome devil, aren't I? Be that as it may.
Ceramorphosis. What does it make you think of?
Ceramorphosis is the transformation from what you are right now to a mind flayer. So that is the process. First and foremost, that damn tadpole that went into my eye, of course.
Day 1, fever and memory loss. Day 2, hallucinations and graying skin. Day 3, hair loss and blood leaking from all orifices. Need to go on?
Okay.
Day 4, excruciating pain as the skeleton and organs reform and reposition. Day 5, the host personality has disappeared. Fingers and toes and limbs elongate. I take it you get the picture?
He seems to know a lot about ceramorphosis.
Day 6, the flesh around the mouth splits to make way for tentacles. Day 7, a mind flayer is born. This is the annotated version, of course.
This version was more than vivid enough for my tastes. I'm not quite sure why the vote system here is, but this doesn't seem to be a...
The storyteller's gift. My point is
important
this,
dialogue
our
choice.
Orifices remain
At least
blissfully
from what I'm getting.
unblooded, our heads remain clear, and our blood temperature normal. Any expert will agree this is abnormal.
And what makes you the expert?
Study. But what is happening, or rather not happening to us, is entirely undocumented. Uncharted territory. The silence before the storm. Something to sleep on. We should get some rest.
Okay. So I'll do is quick save, rest, and if you give me 2 minutes, I'll tweak the Twitch integration. So give me 2 minutes to... Okay, let's save the game again. Gonna be back soon, folks. 2 minutes is all I need. There we go. We're back. And we just turned on Twitch integration. So if you're in Twitch, twitch.tv/theskylancer, you can pretty much join the game and influence the choices that we make through dialogue option. I wasn't seeing the poll a while ago. That's why I was a bit worried. Now it's all integrated. All you need to do is install the extension, which takes less than 5 seconds. It's just a quick click, especially if you're on the PC. I've tried it on mobile. I don't think it works on mobile. I was tweaking on it yesterday and a while ago. But we're good. So we just rested to replenish all our spell slots. This is the spell slots, by the way. So as you can see, my Warlock has 2 spell slots. Take note that spell slots are not... when you have a cantrip, rather, like Eldritch Blast, it doesn't use a spell slot. So you can essentially use this over and over again. It's just what I like, because I love Eldritch Blast. Right, let's go to camp and end the day. I guess if we... Would you like to go to bed? Yes. Oh, you know what? We didn't talk to our party members, but it's okay. We'll talk to them later. That's the option that they added in, at least in the camp mode, when you rest or whatnot, because that is the only option where you can actually interact with your party members. Let's go down. Spell slots replenished. HP is good. The only thing I'm quite concerned about moving forward with Baldur's Gate 3 is that, similar to tabletop, you tend to get too careful. So every encounter, you try to go out of a dungeon and try to take a long rest. So I'm not sure if they're going to add an option to at least spend on something if you're going to try to do a long rest, like camping materials or whatnot. So there's that sense of balance. Oops, religion successful. Okay. Okay. I was concerned because when they were rolling, I thought it was like a perception check or on a trap. I didn't want to go too far in yet, but it was just a religion to find out who this is. And apparently I passed, and this dude is called Jurgle. To be honest, a deity that I haven't encountered yet. Not even sure if this is a deity. Oh. Alright.
That might be worth a look.
There you go. Perception check. I passed, so there is a button here. And we are going to have an encounter. We knew that pressing buttons
Something just woke up down here.
can lead to something
Let them
troubling.
come. The darkness can be to our advantage.
How many of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Action economy wise, I think this is a pretty fair fight. Their HP is 10, so they're pretty much okay skeletons, except for this one, who is at 28 HP, the leader. So what we're gonna try to do is, again, D&D action economy is very important. You want to eliminate one character or one enemy as soon as you can. Let's wait for them. I'm sad that there's no I hope they add it soon, because similar to some games who have the Overwatch system, as a reaction you can prepare an attack. I don't see a prepare action as of the moment, so they might be adding this in an update soon, but now I don't think there is an Overwatch / a prepare attack, so that when an enemy comes near you, or at least comes into range, when you're ranged, you can actually shoot an arrow at them or cast a spell. So that's the prepare action. I'm gonna end turn. Let's wait till they come near us. Let's lead with our cleric, who will be our main tank for this encounter. Okay, what is that? Silence aura. All right. So I'm assuming anyone who comes into this sphere will be silenced. Yes. That is why we're not gonna go near anywhere. There you go. Ah. Okay. Eldritch Blast. My favorite spell from a Warlock. Boom. Rolls a hit. 8 damage. Or 7 damage, rather. Gonna end my turn there. This is the big honcho. Or the head honcho. But I am gonna have to eliminate this, hopefully, with a 98% chance to hit. That's good. That's 1 down. This might be a troubling spellcaster on the way. What I'll do is I will do grease, so that when they come here or nearby, they will fall prone. Saving throw. Both of them got a save, which was not good. I do hope that when they move. Sleeping. My wizard is sleeping. Okay, now he's silenced. Now he can't cast, which is good. Turn undead. I think I do have turn undead. It's a channel divinity. Present your holy symbol and pray. Each undead that can see or hear you is forced to flee from you. But we don't like them fleeing because we want to kill them all. So unless we're at a disadvantage, or they're gonna outnumber us, this is a good spell. But since I think we can manage this fight, let's just take in the offensive. Let's do Sacred Flame, 65% to hit. Oh, he was the one concentrating on the silence, which means we broke his concentration, and the silence cone is not anymore working, and it actually worked in his favor. Wow. But we do have our Warlock. We do have Ranzin, our favorite Warlock, to save the day with his Eldritch Blast as he charges all that he can from his deity that he made a deal with, and he pretty much disintegrates the entombed scribe in front of us. He passed again, difficult terrain, but see, I was saying the reason why I picked Asterion the Rogue is that even though he's not as tanky as our Githyanki fighter, he has a pretty okay armor class. And when you have a pretty okay armor class in Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, you are less likely to get hit. So that is why I chose a rogue rather than our fighter. So what we're gonna do is, can we even sneak attack? I guess if we hide, it's gonna be stupid, but I'm gonna try to hide as a bonus action, and I'm going to sneak attack melee this entombed warrior at 28 HP. Let's see if it works. Nope, because no, that was a fail. But what if I still do sneak attack? You have advantage, or another enemy of target is within 1 feet of you. You don't have disadvantage. Oh, there we go. So I didn't even need to hide. In tabletop, you needed to have that option when you're hiding for you to get a sneak attack. But here, the prerequisites are, you have advantage, or any other enemy of target is within 1.5 meters of it, and you don't have disadvantage. Let's see if it works. 35% to hit. Okay, I guess the 2 is that bonus damage from the sneak attack. All right, so it works. Not very sneaky at all, because he just stabbed it front. Oh, did he just cackle? I think he was just cackling. I'm not sure if he even has a sort of attack, but that's okay. Sacred Flame. Uh-oh. He saved, so there's no damage. All right. Can we shove? I'll shove. All right. At least we pushed him. Okay, so this is... Should I cast a spell? Should I burn a spell slot, rather? Nah, I'm pretty confident we'll nah, 55%. I'm pretty confident that we'll still, even if I miss this, I think we'll still be winning this encounter. And it's a hit with 4+3 damage. The 3 comes from Agonizing Blast. Remember when we leveled up last session? I picked Agonizing Blast. You add +3 to whatever your roll is, so that's why it's 4+3. Oh, that's not very nice. I guess sneak attack. 1d4 +3 plus 1d6 piercing. It's a miss with 80% to hit, so that must have been a really unlucky roll. Okay, so one of them actually... One of them actually succumbed to our release, which was actually a good play on Gale's part. Let's see. Firebolt. Because he's on grease, so it is going to affect him. Was that an opportunity attack? What? Oh, because... Okay. So, word of warning. Even if you cast a spell in front of someone who has a reaction, you can still get attacked. I didn't... Oh, I think because you need to move in order to cast this spell. That is why. Okay. That is why. He had to move out of the way. Someone is sleeping again. Immune to sleeping. Okay. Because half-elf, for those of you who don't know, if you're elven, or if you're at least half-elf, you're immune to sleep effects. So that's good. 75% or Sacred Flame is 65%. I would rather hit you because you're a skeleton, and I think I have advantage when I hit you with a mace or a bludgeoned attack. Not advantage, but more damage, I think. There we go. 12 damage. Headshot!
Boom headshot! Boom headshot! Boom headshot!
Okay, it's time for our warlock to get a little bit risky, a little bit brave as we jump. As he's jumping, he was charging all his eldritch powers in front of him and just wants to blast this Entomb Scribe out into oblivion. And it's a miss again for the second time in 2 sessions. Jumping forward and casting a spell, he misses. What a sad day for Ranzen. And do note, that was an 85% chance to hit. He jumped, he was charging the Eldritch Blast, he just put it out, and then it misses. Unfortunately. I do hope Astarion is as good as he is with his bow as with his dagger. Boom, 6 damage. So as soon as Ranzen misses, Astarion was there to back it up with an arrow to the eye socket. I like it when I'm DMing my own encounter, which is it's amazing, by the way. All right, so let's move forward. Let's because you've been sleeping quite long enough. Let's experiment with some mage hand, and let's summon a hand just beside this fella. And that would be the end of his turn. Is he gonna attack that one then? Oh, he is. So he got distracted. So that mage hand was actually quite useful. Jump forward. And then expend all my movement. And I will cast Sacred Flame. 3 damage. 7 to go. Ranzen, having not learned his lesson, rushes forward, seeing how awesome the Sacred Flame of Shadowheart is. Rushes behind Shadowheart, takes a leap just at the base of the stairs, charges his Eldritch Blast, and pretty much shoots at the Entomb Scribe. And it hits, finally. There we go. Ha ha to the Entomb Scribe. And that is the end of the encounter, ladies and gentlemen. And someone is still sleeping. Gale just woke up and he was just like, what happened? Where are all the skeletons? Okay, there's a exclamation point, and that can only mean one thing. Dialogue time. Time to test if the poll at Twitch is useful.
Just to protect some dusty baubles.
Baldur's Gate sneak attack equals to Sucker Punch. Yes. Yes. All right, let's do this. If someone is on Twitch, let's see if we can choose. You see there's a time here, so I'll give you a little bit of time until it hits halfway through, or else I will make the choice. But we'll see. Rising from the dead just to protect some dusty baubles, fools. Couldn't agree more. Besides, what use do the dead have of possessions? Or they only attacked after we desecrated a tomb. We should have left this place untouched. Someone from Facebook wants to vote, saying 2. Okay, we'll add that in. Thank you, Luigi. I guess we'll go with 2 then.
Please save your regrets. This place isn't worthy of them. Let's move.
Oh, Shadowheart actually disapproves of that. And the Githyanki, who is actually not in our party, for some odd reason, hears what we just mentioned on the camp while she was resting on the camp and pretty much says, I approve of that message. See, Lizel's not even with us, and she's approving of our message. So, oh, I think I know why. Because of the telepathy, because of the Mind Flayer parasite. All of us here are infected with Mind Flayer and are on a journey to Ceromorphosis, meaning we'll be Mind Flayers very soon. So with that, there's a connection, there's a telepathic connection between each and every one of us. So I guess even though we're far away, we can still hear what people are saying, people are thinking. That's the only theory I have. Mind flayers, such a terrible enemy in Baldur's Gate. And where are the bodies? There's a key that I got again. I do hope that was the key to open the trap door. We can take a short rest. I think we're only allowed a short rest before a long rest. I do have HP 8 and 10 and 10. I think this deserves a short rest rather. If I'm not mistaken, when we do take a short rest, our spells doesn't replenish, unless there's some special abilities or subclasses that allow that. So what we'll do is we'll take a short rest. So let's roll our hit die, +7/+7. So we should be on top shape. See, it's already barred now, so you can't take any more short rests until you take a long rest, which should be out of the dungeon. Let's read the plot.
Lies the guardian of tombs. Through knowledge comes atonement.
Through knowledge comes atonement. Okay.
So he has spoken, and so thou standest before me, right as always. What a curious way to awaken.
Okay,
Now,
who are you?
I have a question for thee. What is the worth of a single mortal's life?
There we go. Poll time. Quite the question. What's the reason for it? So he has spoken. What are you talking about? Little spooked by the crawling out of the tomb bit. What are you? A peaceful undead. Interesting. Why aren't you attacking me? I would definitely like to vote on 4, but if someone wants to choose another, just let me know on the chat, or let me know if you're on Twitch. You can actually choose on Twitch. Little spooked by the crawling out of the tomb bit. What are you? All right, let's do that.
I am not the same as those thou hast slain, if that is what thou askest. Wilt thou answer my question?
Obviously, I don't want to attack, so I'd like to play the safe bit.
So, I ask again. What is the worth of a single mortal life?
There we go. So this is sort of like a political question, I guess. No one's life is worth more than any other. We are all equal. Life's only value is as a currency. Doesn't matter to me otherwise. Each life is of infinite value and merits sacrificing everything for. Very, very altruistic. The only life that matters is mine. That depends on a person's deeds. Going out of business school, I always answer questions with "that depends." So my vote definitely is that depends on a person's deeds. That depends as an answer usually saves you out of a lot of situations. All right, let's do this.
I am sure thou believest as such. Very well.
Oh, he's satisfied with the answer.
I am satisfied. Okay. We have met, and I know thy face. We will see each other again at the proper time and place. Farewell.
Why do I have a feeling that we just released someone that will be like a very powerful antagonist? That was, I don't know.
Has it been?
Someone wanted to answer 2 or 5 rather. The Amulet of Lost Voices. It's a very rare amulet. The wearer of this amulet gains speak with dead, necromancy. Oh, this is amazing. Okay, I guess we're gonna be cheating a little bit here because we were actually spoiled what happens when Gale dies last session. That there's a protocol on his death that you can actually resurrect him. So I guess lore, or it would be better for him to wear this amulet so that he can speak with dead. Look at all my items. Toggle equipment. Oh, these are spells. So toggle equipment. Let's see. There we go. Amulet of Lost Voices. So Gale, our wizard, will, by wearing that amulet, will be able to speak with the dead. And there is a hooded skeleton coming just right towards us. This is what is happening.
Thou
It's
as well.
him.
It is noted. I must attend this place after so many years away. We will see each other again soon.
Soon is rather vague when exactly. You seem very certain of that. How?
The mechanics of fate would be difficult to explain to one such as thyself. Regardless, it will occur.
Okay. I really do have a bad feeling about him, so it's probably gonna be. It's probably a lich. And by the way, if you're facing a lich in D&D, it's like an end level boss. So I'm just assuming that this is probably one of the bad guys that will be what we will face last. Probably not in Act 1. I'm a little bit sure of that. I do remember we have a key from one of those corpses. So do me a favor and stick with me as we check that trap once again. And if not, we're going to go back to where we had that goblin trouble up in the surface. And we helped out with a battle with the goblins. So I think that gives us a little bit of merit to the camp of the frontier of the shield or something like that. What if we... No, because even if we create water and it extinguishes exposed flames and forms a water surface, let's see if it works. Let's see if our cleric can actually... But it's gonna be only this diameter, or this radius rather. So it doesn't make sense because the grease is probably gonna overpower this. So no, what I'll do is Shadow Heart. Sorry, I'm very sorry, Ranzan, but you're gonna have to go through that trap again, see if the key works. And if it doesn't, then good luck to you. You're going to have to get back to the party. That's... The whole party just convinced you to go solo. Save. Jump. Is there a way we can jump somewhere? Oh, no. Not Astarion. Ranzan. And he's not burning. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so if I... Oh, no. I'm still gonna get... It's too high. There is... No... Oh, there. Let us activate turn-based. Jump. And I know that you can still move over here. Do you have space to move here? I know somewhere in between there is gonna be a safe space, but I'm not quite sure if I should move 1 meter or 1 meter to the right or 1 meter to the left. I'm gonna move 1 meter to the right based on memory, and I'm gonna end my turn. And look at that. And we just evaded that fire. All right. Now I don't know what to do now because I actually don't know where the other fire bolts would hit. But since we're here anyways, why don't we do looting? Because he is a grave looter after all. And there we go. I have too much to carry. Uh-oh. Can we cheat by just transferring stuff? Yes, we can. So for some odd reason, due to his warlock ability, he was just telekinetically giving all his item to Shadowheart and evading the fire in the process. So that's how we'll flavor it. So he's just gonna pretty much give all the items until Shadowheart can't carry anymore, and Shadowheart's gonna complain. Come on, give all the items, give all the heavy items to Shadowheart, our cleric. Give all the heavy items. Ink pot, you want an ink pot? Here's an ink pot for you. Throw it at your face, Shadowheart. You want some bone? Here's some bone for you, you little dog. Plates. Throw you some plates. You also need a shield. Here. So you can just imagine him just telekinetically transferring all these items towards Shadowheart. Short bow. I don't need a short sword because I'm a warlock. I don't need a quarterstaff. All I need are my bare hands. Okay, I think that should be enough. Should be enough. There we go. Let us jump. Not enough space. Too high. Ring mail armor. Oh, okay. It's a heavy armor. I think only the fighter can, as of the moment, the fighter can wear this. So only the Githyanki. I'm not sure the cleric can, especially a trickster cleric. I'm not sure if we're gonna be able to carry that or equip that. Here's to hoping that we don't get hit. Perception failed. I got damaged. Oh, you know what? Let's see if Shadowheart has forgiven him for throwing all that stuff, and let's see if the healing word can... No! You know what? Shadowheart, you're too friendly of a cleric, so you're gonna just have to jump on in, burn yourself, and cast... Oh, you don't have enough bonus action! Because you jump! Oh, cure wounds? Oh no, it's not range. So I just need a boo-boo, ladies and gentlemen, so I'm just gonna have to end my turn. Ah! And he dead. That saving throw failed. Let's see. Because of the healing word, I can finally heal him back at 1 HP. At 7 HP, rather. But do I end my turn with him? Oh, there you go. I have my turn still. So that wasn't awkward at all. Jump. Ah, crap. Craptacious. Shadowheart's gonna have to save you. He just got hit by a fireball on his left shoulder. Oh, so that saving throws carry over. I didn't know that. So the last death saving throw we roll, and if we fail that, it is bye-bye to Ranzan, unfortunately. Even though we healed him up and up, that's a good way to balance, because that's a good way to not just keep getting it unconscious. All right, so let's do this. Let's end the turn. Let's end the Fang turn. I only have 4 HP left, so we're probably gonna die, ladies and gentlemen.
Take you.
We're probably gonna have to sacrifice Shadowheart so that our drow could pretty much be safe when it comes to here. All right, I think I'm good. Now the question now is, how do we get back? How do we get back later? Because I will probably gonna die. Oh, he did it. She didn't. And we end turn. We're all safe. Oh, so it's only here. So I don't need to worry when I cross later. Okay, let's do that. My last jump. Yes! That key works. This is the door where Shadowheart was trying to get away from. And what he's gonna do is Ranson is just gonna yell through the door and says, I made it out. Come and get me on the other side. And that's what we'll do with the other party, because they hear. He doesn't even need to yell. They have telekinetic powers. They can converse. So the party is gonna know that Ranson is okay. It was the door that Shadowheart was trying to get into during the beginning. We leave the turn-based mode and we can finally go out and separate the party. The 3 of them journeyed out of the dungeon through the ladder while Ranson was waiting outside the main door, which is what we'll transition to right now. And he's just gonna, it's eat some elder brain, whatnot, or intellect devour rather, because he's a drow. He's an effing drow. Now we're back. Now we can finally reunite because we're at the surface. We'll assume that they're still communicating with each other. Ranson is just here below. He's gonna... This is a good mechanic to... actually, this is part of Divinity Original Sins mechanic, where you can actually unlink and visit other people with your character while you leave the others. So this is amazing. Thank God for Larian Studios. You guys are like, you're the best. You're the best. Let's transition over to, this is how we do split scenes when we do Baldur's Gate 3. As a professional DM, that's one of the hardest aspects to master, when one of your players are like, I want to go here. I want to go to the church. I want to go pray. And the others are like, I want to go battle some goblins. How do you change a scene? So you just have to change a scene by making other people wait. Similar to what we're doing right now. We're making Ranson wait. And we're good. We're reunited. And it feels so good. And what do? We go to camp and we end the day. Because that was, ladies and gentlemen, that was the first dungeon of Baldur's Gate 3. Let's try to speak with Lae'zel, because I'm quite sure she wants to speak with us. Nope, she doesn't want to speak with us. She looks so unusual. Githyanki are rare in these parts.
I expect I am your first.
I know of the Githyanki, but I've never met one. In my mind, I'm just gonna think that Githyanki are very mean and cruel.
Of course you haven't. They would have cut
But not
you
say it
from
out loud.
navel to neck. You are no less alien to me than I am to you. I know of your kind, but I do not often encounter them.
That large, fleshy nose of yours looks like a mistake.
As if your upturned bat snout is any better.
Better is an opinion, but mine is certainly more economical, disciplined,
So we're trying to...
dignified.
So they think they're the superior race, I guess. This is sort of like a stupid question, but let's assume that Ranzan doesn't know anything about the battles between Githyanki and the Mind Flayers, so he's gonna ask this question.
I understand much beyond your comprehension. More to the point, I know the cure for our condition. It is imperative we locate a crash. You do well to observe more and question less.
So those of you who missed this, what she's referring to, a creche, is some sort of thing that she was very vague about it. Some sort of thing they need to find, like a hatchery or something that would enable them to do the purification, whatever that means. And I assume from Lysel's point of view, purification is getting that worm out of our infected bodies. So I'm not gonna ask, do you know what happens if you don't find a cure? Because we're gonna turn into effing mind flayers. What do you suggest we do next, Lazel? Since you are all the all-knowing.
Zoru in the Red Hunter's camp. He will point us to a crash. There we may be purified.
There we go. Now we have a name. Now we're looking for someone called Zoru. And okay, but I'm not gonna let her join me because I don't like Githyanki. I'd rather have the fanged creature who's very mysterious rather than the Githyanki. Even though I don't know what threat Astarion is hiding behind his sleeve. But we're good. Let's see if we can speak to... Let's speak to Astarion. We haven't spoken to him in a while.
You're staring at me again. What do you want?
Your fangs. We're staring at your fangs, brother. Yeah, tell me about yourself. Tell me about how you have fangs.
Oh, what's to tell? I'm a magistrate back in the city. It's all rather tedious.
That's good, because I was a guild artisan. At least Ranzan was a guild artisan. So we should be friends, because we are in the higher echelons of society. What is your priority right now?
Clearly the tadpole. If we can't understand it, we'll never control it.
So you want to control the tadpole. I want to destroy it. He wants to control it. So differences of opinion at the start of the journey. This will turn out really good in the end. Let's see. Should we speak to Gale? Let's see.
What's on your mind?
Tell me about yourself, Gale.
Let's see. I hail from Waterdeep, the city of splendors.
Waterdeep.
I'm a wizard of considerable and scholar of exceptional accomplishment. I have a cat, a library, and a weakness for a good glass of wine. And if the mood takes me, I'm known to try my hand at poetry. There.
Waterdeep is like the New York City of Faerun. It's where all dreams are made of. All the American dreams, or at least all the Faerun dreams are made of. A lot of people go to Waterdeep. It's definitely bigger than Baldur's Gate. So it is the Big Apple of Faerun. Go on.
Didn't that paint enough of a picture?
Wisdom. Try peering into his mind. If he won't open up, you'll sneak in. Do remember that at least I sure hope it's going to be an insight check, because I have a +2 on insight. But I'm not quite sure. Oh, there's no bonuses because it's just a pure wisdom check. But let's see. Let's try to peer what he's trying to... He might be mad at me after this, but you know what? We're nosy. We need to roll a 15, and we don't have any bonuses. So that must mean if I roll 14 or lower, we're going to piss him off. 11. Yep. We pissed him off. Do we roll again? You know what? I think these are limited rolls, re-rolls. So I'd rather not roll again, especially if the skill check or the difficulty is this high.
Try as you might to breach his inner thoughts, Gale swats your efforts away.
So yep, he was just I was
infuriating
Jedi mind tricking him, and he was
I have a very disciplined mind.
Jedi mind tricking
Those tricks
me
won't
back.
work on me.
Yep.
Please don't try that again unless I invite you to.
Sorry, Gale. I think we're good. I think we should visit the oh yeah, go to bed. Okay. Yo, it worries me because this is the second time we've rested, and we see the animation of the fanged creature sitting. The others are sleeping and he is sitting. It really worries me. I'm not sure if this Astarion is nocturnal or if he doesn't sleep, because if he doesn't sleep, that could mean a lot of things, but it could really mean that he might be a vampire. And dealing with vampire in Baldur's Gate 3 is not gonna be like dealing with the Edward Cullen of the Twilight Saga or the Nielsen of the comedy when it comes to vampires. When you're dealing with vampires in D&D, vampires in D&D, if you've ever heard of Strahd von Zarovich, he is one badass mother effer. He is innately evil. And what he'll do to you, he's gonna weaken you and weaken you until you realize that you pretty much have no chance of fighting him at all. And he's doing it very deceptively. So we might have a Strahd von Zarovich on our party, which is really interesting, by the way. At least with this, he's charismatic. I'm not saying Strahd von Zarovich is not charismatic, but, you know, he seems very inviting. We'll see how it goes moving forward.
More survivors? Quickly! They're trying to dig somebody out of the wreckage.
They are trying to dig somebody out of the wreckage.
Come on, dig! Faster! Get her out of there! Don't die! Don't die! Don't die!
The person they're trying to save, it's the creature from the ship.
So,
Still alive.
we rolled a perception check automatically, and we passed it. So that's why the narrator told us what we noticed. If we failed it, the narrator's probably going to say something that we don't notice anything at all, or something to that effect. I am very persuasive, and I would like to persuade these people that they're being mind-fucked by this mind flayer. So we're going to do a persuasion check. We need a 10 to pass. If you roll a 10 and higher, we pass. So we essentially persuade these people that they're being mind-fucked. If you roll a 9 or below, then even though we're good at persuasion, we just fail at that encounter. We'll see. Mind you, I think I have a +4, a bonus for persuasion. So I probably rolled a 6. Oh no, I probably rolled a 1, rather. So I rolled a natural 1 +4 bonus, 5. I rolled the least amount that I can for a persuasion check. Should I roll again? I think I should roll again because it's a matter of saving these people from the mindfuckness of this mind flayer. Even though he's weak, we'll roll again. How is that even possible? How is natural 1, which I got, possible? Because I have a +4 in persuasion. This is something that I need to get feedback from Larian Studios. So I was boasting to the channel that I am very persuasive as a half-drow. And one of my folks are saying that let's let them die. Well, in fact, I tried both times to persuade them, but the powers of this mind flayer is so strong that I really couldn't persuade them that they're being mindfucked. So I'm just gonna continue.
Your words fall on deaf ears.
It's too strong.
On them is too strong.
I can't believe I rolled a natural 1 for something I'm proficient with.
She's dying! You did this. You want to kill her?
It's a battle sequence. I obviously don't want to do this because these are fishermen. these are stranded fishermen, and they're just being controlled by this mind flayer. But I tried to persuade them. I re-rolled. I got a 5, and then I got a effing natural 1 at a proficiency that I'm very skilled at. So this is on them. This is on them for having weak minds. I'm really sorry, but I will have to firebolt you. Boom. 3+1 damage. And really sorry, but I have to Eldritch Blast you, folks. Oh, 42% chance of hitting versus 64. I'm gonna hit the one in front of me then, because that's a higher chance of... It's a critical... That's my second natural 1. When you roll a critical miss in combat, that only means you rolled a natural 1. This is very unlucky. Kai saying fail. Definitely for Ranzan, it's definitely a fail. What else can I do? It's a bonus action. A Dancing Lights. So, because he was trying to compensate for missing, what he's thinking is that maybe I'll add in another spell just to distract him a bit. And just do some Dancing Lights just behind this one. And let's see if that works on them, at least, if they get distracted by it. Shadowheart will cast Sacred Flame. And it was saved. Saving throw, meaning it doesn't hit at all, because a spell or a cantrip like Sacred Flame is either a hit or miss. So if you get if it saves, if the enemy succeeds at the saving throw, they get 0 damage. They don't get hit at all. That's how it works. So I'm missing. I am fighting fishermen, by the way, with a full party of a wizard, cleric, rogue, and a warlock, and I can't seem to hit these fishermen. Let's see if our vampire Astarion is gonna turn the tide. Natural 1. Second natural 1. So these are not fishermen, ladies and gentlemen. These are sleeper agents. These are not fishermen at all. They're so skilled that they're evading everything that I throw at them. See, and they're even hitting me with... They're even hitting me, and I'm not hitting them. Oh, there. At least I burned someone. Thank you, Gale.
Suddenly, something convulses inside you. Your vision lurches sickeningly.
What?
You are one with your assailants. Your minds fused together. They are frightened, lost. The creature in the wreckage is forcing them to attack you, controlling them like puppets. Its voice shivers across your brain, seeking access, trying to bend your will to its bidding.
Put down your weapons. I don't want to hurt you. Continue fighting. I am bad at wisdom. I don't have any bonuses on wisdom. So if I roll wisdom, I'd probably fail. I'll leave it up to the viewers. What do you want to do? If you're on Twitch, twitch.tv/theskylancer, you can actually choose. But if you're on chat as well, you can vote. So I already have a vote for number 2. Try to focus your mind. Try to break its influence. So I'll wait until the counter reaches halfway. Then I'll make the choice, which is number 2. Unless somebody wants to choose another. No one? All right. Let's focus our mind. Let's try to break its influence. 10. So this is 50-50, I think. It's 15. Yes. Finally, a high roll.
The presence in your mind gropes for purchase and finds the tadpole instead.
Yeah, you find my tadpole, biatch.
Taking advantage of a tremor of pain that cuts through the creature. As its influence wanes, your assailants lower their weapons, blinking in confusion.
That thing.
Finally.
Speaking.
I didn't want to.
In my head. Oh, humbly spare us now. My friend. What happened to him? What's going on?
That monster was using you like a puppet.
I'm not sure I want to remember.
Good.
We saw the crash from the river. We were too scared to move at first, but that thing spoke to us. We were ready to die for it. Came ashore so fast.
I'm really sorry for killing your friend, fisherman.
I don't know what we'll do now.
Thank you, JM, for liking the stream. Hope you enjoyed what you're seeing. We're here for some D&D action. Could be worse. Your ship didn't fall from the sky. First things first, where are we? I have no clue where we are, so I'm gonna find out because they're fishermen. They know where they are. Or your boat, can it be repaired? Nah, I'm selfish. I want to know where we are.
Where I can find on a map. I know Baldur's Gate is a few days down the
So
river,
we're
but
near Baldur's Gate.
Your mind. I can still feel it like an echo. You're like that thing.
What? I saved you from that thing. That's the most obvious answer to this.
Please. We're grateful for your help, truly. But we don't want any more trouble. We'll go. All right?
Okay.
We'll go.
I don't even believe you're a fisherman, by the way, because I keep kidding you with Eldritch Blast, and you just keep evading it. So you're not fisherman. I'm really sorry for you, Stranded Fisher. I did all my best to save you, but you know. Let's see what Gale has to say.
I think that technically speaking, we just did something impossible. Mind Flayer's hold over its thralls is all but unbreakable, yet break it we did.
If it's impossible, then how did we do it? I have a theory.
Parasite they infected us
The
with.
parasite.
That's the thing that allowed us to do this. But that's not its true function at all. I point out the abnormality of it all, but then again, nothing normal about today. Let's move on.
We're semi-mind flayers, so to speak, right now, and let's finish this mind flayer off.
Monster. This is the thing that abducted you. You could end its life here and now. If only you didn't feel compassion.
Why would I feel compassion? What do you want to do, guys? Do we give in to the emotion? Do we feel compassion? Or do we say to ourselves, no, we should be furious? Because these are not our masters. I am definitely... Okay, no, you should be furious. Right, okay. Let's do that.
Yes, you feel hate. And you deserve to be punished for it. You should be whipped. Made to bow before this creature in shame. It's possessing your mind.
Uh-oh.
Forcing you to love it. But then, the feeling slips. The creature's mind seems to focus elsewhere.
Thanks, Guy, for sharing stream. Intelligence, which I am also not... Oh, I do have +2 on... Oh, yeah. Yeah, when I rebuilt my character, I wanted to put intelligence as my secondary feat. Mainly aside from Constitution, because I do have Arcana and Investigation, and both of them are intelligence rolls. So even if I'm proficient at Arcana and Investigation, this +2 helps much more. Let's see it. 8. So I am proficient. I have +2. So this is pretty much sure that we'll pass it. See, just exactly what we needed to roll. An 8 on 8.
Your mind spews, lusting for something that is. But then its grip claws back with a vengeance.
Thank you, Kai, for sharing the stream.
Locking your
Appreciate
mind
it.
into obedience. It needs sustenance to survive. And with your very body, you can provide.
What? Lean in for a kiss? Oh, you guys are gonna choose kissing the Mind Flayer, but this is not a good idea, ladies and gentlemen. I really have to resist this. But what if we really submit to the feeling? Leaning in. Okay, let's try to... Viewers are saying to kiss the Mind Flayer. Let's do it. This is the first time we're gonna kiss a Mind Flayer live. You saw it here first. A half-drow kissing a Mind Flayer.
Warm, wet tentacles wrap themselves around your head.
Not really good.
Time in your life. You're perfectly happy.
He dead. We just died. What is wrong? Your party has been... Did you see how strong that Mind Flayer was? We were level 2. He hit us with a Mind Blast. A cone-shaped blast. And we didn't even need to do a saving throw. We just died. We're gonna have to load the game. At least we know now what to do when we kiss a Mind Flayer. We automatically die. This is gonna go to the highlights, folks. A half-drow kissing a Mind Flayer, essentially giving its life back, and the Mind Flayer decimating the other party members with one Mind Blast. We know, but we still did it. Oh, are we back here? Didn't we save before that encounter? Oh well. That's what you get for not quick saving before that encounter, but that's okay. We know what to do. We're just gonna go out of this dungeon while Ranzan is already waiting out up in the surface, you know, playing some solitaire while waiting for Shadowheart, Astarion, and Gale. So if you're a save scummer, which I don't suggest you to do, there are folks who are save scummers. D&D, at least the concept of D&D is that it is a game that encourages you to fail, similarly to what we just did a while ago when we kissed the Mind Flayer. Aside from those death-inducing choices, most often than not, when you choose something and you fail, there's another consequence that will happen that's not going to be game-breaking. So the way to play Baldur's Gate 3 or the way to play D&D in general tabletop is just to let the punches flow, let the rolls go. Even if you fail your roll, that's okay. Because as long as you don't die, you'll find a way to overcome whatever's going to be in front of you in some other skill or fashion. While they are walking, let's go quickly transition to... we haven't even opened this yet. So we're back to the trap. We're not going to do that because that'll take a lot of time. But we do know that Astarion, at least from what we saw earlier, that if we go out of this door, which we have a key to, it would lead to this door over here, downstairs. Let's see. Map. But somewhere over here. This door, right here, where I'm pointing at. No, you can't see it. Anyway, somewhere on the lower southern east. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have Astarion join, because we don't wanna waste our time. You're gonna have to assume that they went through the other door. In fact, we can just use the key on the other end of the door so that we don't need to go through the trap. So let's take another visit to that weakened mind flayer. And let's roll persuasion this time. I have a good feeling about this. Again, similar to Divinity Original Sin 2, you have the option to link and unlink your characters, meaning say that, especially when you're in a dungeon, Luigi saying, kiss her again. No, I'm not gonna do another kiss because we know what happens when the Mind Flayer gets kissed. You sacrifice yourself. See, that's a good title. What happens when you kiss a Mind Flayer? Okay, we linked. So now we're linked. We're going to take a visit to, at least from what I remember, it is in the northern... No, this is the way to the camp where we fought the goblins. So I think it's here. I think it should be down here. Yep. Very familiar territory. Oh, we just got burned. Oh, so that only means one thing. We didn't go through this place, but we're gonna have to jump because of this. Where's Gale? Gale is over here. We jump. Similar to Astarion as well. You use a bonus action to jump. And Shadowheart will also follow suit and do a jump that has no more space. So, Ranzan, do me a favor. You go down. You don't wait for... Just because she is a bae, you don't need to be following her all the time because that's just creepy. See, even Astarion is like, I'm a vampire and I want to stick close to Shadowheart.
I'm trying to dig somebody out of the wreckage.
Save. I quick save, ladies and gentlemen. I can't believe I didn't quick save after the trap.
Come on, dig! Faster! Get her out of there!
The person they're trying to save, it's the creature from the ship. Still alive.
Okay, let's do this. See, I didn't have... Oh, you know what happened, ladies and gentlemen? I guess I was choosing another character, Astarion, or maybe some other character. That's what happens, because I only had +2 proficiency with persuasion, but I know that I'm very proficient because I am a charisma 17. That's another +3. So that I shouldn't have actually gotten a +5 rather than a +2 a while ago. So with a +5, with a 10 difficulty check, we should be able to pass this. So we can double check what happened. See, character select. The one who's speaking right now is Ranzan, our half-drow. So I guess a while ago we were choosing a different character to speak. That is why. But we're gonna have to roll that, or it's a bug. 10. If I roll a 5, so good. We just passed it. I think I rolled a 5, and we just passed it.
Your voice cuts through the fog of confusion. You can see the creature's hold on them wavering.
At least we were able to save this fisherman slash
their heads, blinking in confusion.
flaming fist agent, or like some sort of like secret agent.
Where are we? There was fire in the sky, and then the voice. Oh God, the voice! What happened?
That monster was using you as a puppet.
I think you're right. It called out from the wreckage. Sounded just like my daughter. But she's been dead for years. That thing got into our heads.
This is interesting.
We wrecked our boat.
If you notice,
to get close to it.
he's talking to Shadowheart, which is not our main character. So I guess it randomly changes scenes to whomever the AI wants to talk to at first, because as far as I remember, we were choosing Ranzin, the half-drow who was doing the action. But now now it's the fisherman talking to Shadowheart. I don't know how that happened. I'm not sure how the algorithm works with that, but let's roll with it. This is early access, by the way, folks. So this is not the full game yet. So there'll be developments coming in along the way. We already know where we are. We're near Baldur's Gate. Let's just ask if the boat can be repaired, because Shadowheart, at least from what I believe, she is a kind person.
Not a chance. It's bloody driftwood.
Someone wanted it for.
Nowhere, and even. Oh, wait. You. I can feel you. Just like one of those things. You're one of them. There's something in your head.
See, that's what happens when we save people from a mind flayer. They just grow afraid of us and then they run away. So we don't even get any reward.
Those people. The mind flayer made them its puppets.
Quick save. There we go. Because we are not gonna kiss the mind flayer again. At least we know what happens.
You could end its life here and now. If only you didn't feel compassion. Compassion. The poor creature is on the brink of death, but there's still time. You'd give
I was
your
giving
life
to the
to
emotion.
save it.
We're gonna lull it
Unless
into a
it's
false
back to
sense of
health.
security.
But then the feeling slips. The creature's mind seems to focus elsewhere.
+2, okay. Oh, there's a take advantage of its lapse. But you know what? Let's roll. Since we're proficient in intelligence, whatever we roll, there's a +2 bonus. And 8. So even if we roll a 6, we're good. We rolled a 10 +2, we got a 12. That's how it works. If we roll anything above 8,
Your
we
mind
pass.
spews, lusting for something that is gone. But then its grip claws back with a vengeance. A vice locking your mind into obedience. It needs sustenance to survive. And with your very body, you can provide.
No, resist the intrusion with everything you have. $13, finally. Because I don't know what happens if we fail that. For those of you who are new in this stream, we just kissed the Mind Flayer a while ago and we just died.
The monster.
You know what to do
lies
now, yes.
exhausted, defeated. Its eyes wet orange pearls.
We didn't even have a
radiant
turn.
malice.
He just got up, did a Mind Blast. We didn't even go to turn order. He just decimated the party. That's how strong a Mind Flayer is. This is just a regular Mind Flayer. There are far worse things than a Mind Flayer in Baldur's Gate. Close those eyes forever because I don't like Mind Flayers. There's a Mind Flayer that has, I think, 6 tentacles rather than 4. I forgot. It starts with a U. I forgot the name, but they're more powerful than Mind Flayers. They're like evolved Mind Flayers or like Mind Flayer seniors. These are like the juniors. You don't want to fight that, especially if you're level 2. I think we have enough of the ship. Let's go take a visit towards. You know what? No, let's see what's in store for us. See, look at the dead Mind Flayer. Look at even the HP, 71 HP. We have trouble with 10 HP folks. We're already having trouble with people who have 7 HP, and Mind Flayers have 71 HP. So, and look, it's even a level 1 Mind Flayer. So if you're fighting a level 1 Mind Flayer with a level 2 party, I think even at level 4, you're still gonna die. Oh, these are the folks that we just saved. Very ungrateful.
You're not hearing voices. You're just talking away. We're building a raft. We'll bloody swim if need be. Just leave us be.
You guys are gonna die soon anyway, so good luck. Good luck in building a raft. Oh, I do have speak to animals, so let's see. Animal handling, I'm not quite proficient, but we'll see. It's a wisdom check. Let's see if we can... No, we're not good with handling Pumbaa. You know what? Let's roll again. Okay. Let's just see what happens when we,
The ball grunts.
animal
and eyes
handle.
you warily with its beady eyes.
Don't worry, I won't harm you. I do have speak with animals, so I should be able to talk to the animal.
The ball shuffles its
No.
trotters, unsure.
That is really peculiar. Oh, I think I should gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts. I should have clicked on this first. Okay, is it a spell even? It's a concentration. So, ladies and gentlemen, you have to cast it first before you... Don't assume that even though you have the spell, you automatically apply it. You have to... Since it's a concentration spell, the way concentration works in DMD 5th edition is you have to be pretty much not taking damage, and you have to just keep focusing on that concentration spell for you to apply it. The moment the concentration breaks free, when you get hit, when you cast another spell that requires concentration, you lose concentration on your first spell that you were concentrating, and you concentrate on the second spell. So that's what happens. You can't concentrate on 2 spells at once. And I so wanted to speak with the boar, so... Did we have quick save? We have quick save anyway, so let's just see what the board tells us. There's so many avenues and options when you have Speak with the Dead, which Gale has. Pretty much any spirit that you can see, you can speak to. And when you have Speak with Animals, so you can pretty much converse with everything that Baldur's Gate has when you have those 2 skills. Oh, it's still not. Let's kill it. I do hope. The Mind Flayer is not gonna.
You could end it.
Compassion. No. Give into emotion. Okay.
The feeling slips. The creature's mind seems your mind's fuse, but then it needs sustenance to survive. And with your very body, you can provide.
19.
The monster lies exhausted.
Okay, we're good. We're just back to where we are. If I'm not mistaken, the Dead Mind Flayer is supposed to be here. There we go. Okay. Sorry, I think the Mind Flayer Juniors are these ones. These are like the face huggers of the alien xenomorph. Then Mind Flayers are like the mid-tier, and then the Uzbekistan-ish like sort of Mind Flayer is the head honcho. Or the senior. There's still what you call the Elder Brain, which controls a colony of Mind Flayers. Which looks like a big intellect devourer. I'm gonna concentrate. I can speak with animals. Let's talk to the scared boar.
Away! You're all the same. Too many of my kind died because of your spears.
There you go. We're speaking to Pumbaa, ladies and gentlemen.
But not me.
And that's what we just get. We just get bits of dialogue when we cast Speak with Animals. Good thing in it, it's a concentration, it's an action. It doesn't require spell slots. We can just speak with animals as long as we see one. That's a good way to test this spell, or this action rather. most likely going to be a time wherein speak with animals would be very, very useful. I do hope so. At least in Act 1, especially. So I'm still concentrating, meaning to say, unless I don't get damaged, I can still speak to animals. Now, for those of you who need a little recap, over here on the north, we did get into a huge battle with goblins and a warg and a warg and a bugbear, which was very difficult if we didn't have any help from the soldiers that was probably camping here in the north. So see the bloodshed over here? This is where the big battle took place, and I guess gloves of power. Oh, they opened the gate for us because we helped with this battle, so that's good. Creatures hit by an attack may receive a D4 penalty to attack rolls and saving throw. Oh, this is good. So when you hit someone, this is amazing. It's uncommon. Let's do gloves of power to the one who hits most is Asterion. So let's equip him. Let's equip our vampire, our Strad von Zarovich, with the gloves of power. So that whenever he hits, it's an automatic bane. Look at this. He is encumbered, so he is walking. So, oh, because this is the time wherein we try to burden Shadowheart with items that, fortunately, because Ranzan is not a very strong person, he can only carry so much. So all the heavy items like armor, let's have our cleric carry it for us, because, you know, she's more sturdier than us. She's more, she has more strength than us. Okay, let's do this. Let's see what happens when we enter the camp. It's the Druid Grove.
There are children here, you fool!
We was running for our lives.
You led them straight to us, and you let them take the Druid too? Unbelievable!
Relax. Druid, those goblins didn't take any prisoners. I have a feeling this druid might be Zoro. I don't know. We'll see.
We lost him back at the ruins. Whole place is crawling.
He trusted you.
Nobody forced him to go with us. He insisted.
My God, you're a coward.
Persuasion, because look at that. I only have... See what you have when you're proficient? This is where the proficiency lies in place. Intimidation is a persuasion roll, so with a 17 charisma, you always get a +3. Similar to persuasion, which is a charisma roll. However, I'm proficient with persuasion because I chose that as one of the skills that I'm proficient with. That's why I get a +2. So for me, it's better to persuade and intimidate. Need a 10, so I think this is... Oh, 6! I got a 1 and I got a... No, we'll roll again. Even though I had a +5, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight is not a really lucky night for me when it comes to rolls. Remember, I rolled 2 natural 1s, and then I rolled another natural 1 after that turn. So that's essentially 3 natural 1s in an encounter. So... There, 16.
You're right. There's too much at stake.
Worried about your precious hides, the both of you.
Enough! Squabbling is pointless. The goblins have found us.
At least we agree on that.
Okay, so I guess this is Zevlor's, I guess, the boss. Where are you off to, Zevlor?
Forgive that display. Aradin's a blowhard, but that's no cause for me to join him.
I wouldn't have looked to a drow for help, but I'm grateful all the same. I'm Zevlor.
And I am Ranzan.
Well met. I should warn you, visitors are no longer welcome in this grove. Whatever your business, I'd see to it quickly. The Druids are forcing everyone out. This attack will only strengthen their resolve.
So I see there is a Druid problem ongoing. In D&D, at least from what we know of Druids, they're very, not really isolationists, but they don't get along well with people from the modern age. Not all of them, but most of them. Why are they forcing you out? I'm really curious.
There have been several attacks by different monsters. The Druids blame us outsiders for drawing them here. Nobody's welcome anymore. They've started a ritual to cut the grove off from the world outside. We can't stay, but we'll be slaughtered if we leave. We're no fighters.
This ritual is there no way to convince Druids to stop it?
I've tried. Korga, their new first Druid, won't even see me. You, though? I know it's not your business, but she owes you for saving this place. Perhaps you could persuade her, for more time to prepare, if nothing else.
Okay.
Really? We're messengers now.
We'd owe you a great debt. If we're forced to leave now, we won't make it to the city. You'll find the Druids at the heart of the grove. Please, make them see sense. Oh, and if it's of any concern, you're brave to walk around without hiding your heritage. I'll make sure everyone knows that you helped us at the gate.
See, that little conversation at the end is pretty much pertaining to Ranzan being a half-drow. And if you're not familiar with drow, they're dark elves. They're not very well welcomed in the surface because they live in the Underdark, and most of them are just corrupted by the queen spider called Lolth. So for a half-drow that's friendly, it's a rare sight. I know some of you might have heard of Drist, who is pretty much the typical poster boy of D&D. Drist is one of the heroes, and he is a drow. So aside from Drist, there are not so many heroic drow figures that we can see in Faerun. And I guess Ranzan is some sort of like a newbie half-drow, not really influenced fully in terms of heritage, but just trying to, get by in the world, trying to adapt in a world where he is feared, and, making sense of his life.
Let's check for healer, then move on. Whatever else is happening here isn't our concern. We won't help anyone if we turn into mind flayers.
So everyone disapproves of us helping. From a character perspective, I get it, but from someone who wants to do side quests, that might not be a good idea if you just ignore things to do. Let's see, Rika.
Not now.
That's what you call a tiefling, ladies and gentlemen. I thought there was more discussion, but these are tieflings, infernal creatures. I see there's another tiefling here.
Glad you made it inside. Doubt we'll be safe here for long, though. There'll be more coming. Goblins hunt in packs. Maybe, but we're not fighters. If they broke through, it'd be a massacre. The sooner we leave for Baldur's Gate, the better.
Oh, so they are on a journey to Baldur's Gate then. How far are we from the city?
If the road was clear, 10 days walk maybe. But while the goblins are out there, it might as well be the other side of the world.
So we are a 10 days walk from Baldur's Gate. So I'm guessing Act 1 the end of Act 1 may be in Baldur's Gate. Oh, what is this? There's an assassin that I guess wants to kill, what is this, a tiefling? Another tiefling. So these are, I guess, a bunch of tiefling refugees going to Baldur's Gate. And we just saw in front of us a bugbear trying to, I guess, assassinate this one. So we're here for the rescue. That caught me by surprise. See if we can do Bane. How many HP does he has? 12. So the thing about bugbear, especially when you're level 3, is maybe one hit that's good damage roll may be able to kill off Nadira, and we don't want that to happen because we want to know what she is doing with this telescope. So let's see if we can cast Bane so that they receive a penalty on attack rolls and saving throws. It's a spell slot, but I do have 3 spell slots, so let's do that. Oh, it's too far. No, we can't reach it with Bane. That's unfortunate. Sacred Flame, though? Yes, we can reach it with Sacred Flame. What else can we do? Charm Person? Nah. The way Charm works in D&D 5th edition is, unlike Divinity Original Sin, when you're charming someone, you don't necessarily control them. So, as you can see what you read here, well, you can't read it, but let me read it for you. You magically charm a humanoid that you can see. A charmed creature can't harm the charmer, and the charmer has advantage on charisma checks against the creature. So it didn't state anything about it losing control or it being under control, because that doesn't work in the rule set of DMD. It just means that when you charm someone, the charmed person can't harm the charmer. So it's not as it's still a crowd control spell, but it's not as powerful as taking full control of them. Let's do Sacred Flame, 55%. There we go. That's an 8. That's actually a high roll for Sacred Flame because it's a 1d8. So the maximum damage roll you can do with a Sacred Flame with a 1d8 die is 8. So I hit maximum damage with that. Let's end our turn here. Oh, good, Nadira. That was very smart of you to run towards the party who's trying to save you. Let us jump. Again, Ranson has this obsession with jumping and charging attacks while jumping with his eldritch power, speaking to his deity while doing so, the great old one, a Cthulhu-like being, and upon landing, just charge the Eldritch Blast right at the chest of the enemy. So let's do that. Charging with Eldritch Blast. I thought he was gonna miss because he has a habit of missing those jump Eldritch attack moves, but it's working for us so far. Let's see, Astarion. Can you also jump? Because he saw Ranson do it, he's also gonna do it. Instead of doing Eldritch Blast, he's gonna jump midair and hit this bugbear with an arrow right in between the eye. He missed, but the good thing about it, remember we wore gloves that would bane the character, so that's a good thing because even if we missed, the bane thing affected the bugbear, which means whenever the bugbear attacks, there will be a D4 penalty, meaning -1 to -4 whenever he attacks. So lesser chance of hitting us. Oops. Let's do Firebolt. Let's do the Bugbear Firebolt. Ignis, which didn't hit because of the obstacle. All right, that's okay. Basic Poison. This is not good. A Bugbear equipped with poison is not good. And as you can see, I think there is a bug that we're encountering right now because it says getting in range and he didn't do anything. It's good for us, but it's bad for the system. Yes, those things aren't supposed to happen. He should have had moved. He should have attacked someone or, you know. And don't think it's because of the Bane. The Bane is just a penalty on your attack. So he can still move even when he's Bane. Sacred Flame with a 1 damage. So we hit with a maximum roll a while ago. And now the next turn we hit with a minimum roll. Being attacked, she wants to jump forward and become like the front line. And now you're back. You just I guess she got full confident that we were defeating the Bugbear, and instead of being afraid, she went back. Okay, let's do this. Eldritch Blast. Bam! 2 remaining. 2 HP remaining. And can we hit with a melee? I'm gonna jump forward. No, there we go. You jump, you do a stabbing jump like similar to Achilles, as this Astarian vampire, I think he is a vampire, is gonna do an Achilles move and just stab him in the back.
Timing. Never been much of a fighter, so
And he
wrestling
succeeded.
a bugbear would have gone poorly. But you're not here for heroics, are you? Avernus's stench is all over your skin.
Avernus is the first layer of hell,
Your
and
devil mistress sent you to get her soul coin back. Too bad. I earned it, fair and square.
oh, interesting, because a soul coin is something that you acquire when you make a deal with the devil. So this tiefling either made a deal with the devil, or the mistress made a deal with the devil, and she probably stole it or earned it, so to speak, from the mistress. These soul coins are pretty much devil currency when you're in hell. And yes, we were in Avernus in the first part of Baldur's Gate. We just got out of Avernus, which is the first layer of hell. Deception. Let's try to steal a soul coin from this lady over here. You got me. Hand over the coin, and I'll be on my way. We only need to roll a 2. And this will be an auto success, I think, because our proficiency is +3. So even if we hit a 1, we're gonna be at the minimum 4. I hope that works. I hope what I'm trying to interplay here with the 5th edition rule set applies. That's what I know. 17, so it doesn't even matter. That's a very low difficulty. So we'll...
That bloody Irenes. Devils just can't stand to lose. Here.
Now we have a soul coin, ladies and gentlemen. This may be important. Maybe once we encounter a devil that wants to make a deal with us.
You got what you came for. Just go somewhere else.
Sorry, Nadira. A soul coin is a soul coin. This camp is not bad at all. Let's do a save. Let's do an official save because of reasons. Carrick over there is the Druid. From what we know, there is some trouble with the Druid trying to fend off, I don't know, refugees, I guess, because these refugees of sorts are bringing all trouble and monsters within the camp of the Druids, so they don't want to do nothing about it. Or they want nothing about these refugees, pretty much. Kaldani, this is another tiefling. Oh, there you go.
Have some respect. This really isn't the time to talk.
Sorry, I mean, I thought you were friendly. So I guess since it's highlighted in red, it's gonna be seen as stealing. So we're not gonna do that because we want to earn our way here in this camp, and we want to be seen as someone who is very helpful. So in return, that they can also help us when we need to find the healer of sorts. So that's what we're doing right now. We're trying to be like, how can we help you? And then later on, how can you help us? This one is not, this one is stealable. I just got 5 carrots from this cargo. There's a trader. Okay, our first trader. At least that we're talking to.
Refugees, adventurers, no one in years, and suddenly we're overwhelmed. Well met, and thank you for beating back those goblins. Most brave of you. Is there anything you need? Act fast if you do. The ritual will be complete before too long.
I'm looking for a healer. Okay.
I pray no goblin arrow has grazed you. Nettie could put you to rights. She
There we
should
go.
be with the others in the inner chambers, but I doubt she'll be taking on new patients. The grove will be locked down soon. Just some
What is he
bits and
selling?
bobs I no longer need.
I don't think. There we go. I was gonna say I don't think he's a dwarf. He is a halfling. Contrary to popular belief, there's such a thing. Well, if you know Tolkien, if you know Lord of the Rings, there's what you call the hobbitses, and apparently halflings are the hobbitses of the D&D universe. We can't say hobbitses or hobbits because it's a Tolkien word. So that's why D&D don't refer to them as hobbits. They refer to them as halflings. Okay. What are they? What is he selling? Oh, so they simplify the economy into what we call just gold, similar to Divinity Original Sin 2. If you look at the economy of D&D 5th edition, not just 5th edition general, Faerun, there's such a thing as coppers, silver, electrum pieces, which complicates things, gold, and platinum. So I am assuming, just to simplify the calculation of the economy here, they just wanted to add gold per se. So we don't have any more coppers, we don't have any more silver pieces, electrum pieces, or platinum pieces, which is totally fine by me. But lore-wise, someone who has been pretty much into the D&D, been playing D&D for itself, probably is gonna miss that economy, so to speak, or the different kinds of coinages.
Sylvanas, guide your path.
We're not gonna. Oh, can we steal? I don't think we can steal.
Hells, we can't just leave. They're kin.
That's a lot of tieflings.
Our futures on people who are as good as dead. We must leave for Baldur's Gate at once.
Can we all just take a moment, please?
What's the point in blazing spells if we don't bloody use them? We should stay. These people aren't fighters. We can help.
Or yell louder. That's fine too.
Persuasion. So if there's a persuasion roll, always roll for persuasion, because my character, the warlock, is pretty much adamant at persuading people. You might wonder how come a warlock is heavily invested on charisma. It's not because I just want to get good at conversations. In D&D, certain classes would bank on specific skills, or this is not a skill, abilities that would make saving throws or ability checks better for them. So for warlocks, for sorcerers, which we don't have yet on early access, for bards like the class that I like playing as, they use charisma as their spell casting ability. So it doesn't make sense if you're heavily invested on intelligence when you're warlock, especially when you're into spell casting. It does make sense if you are an intelligent warlock and pretty much you're banking on things like Arcana or Investigation as your skill sets. Yes, it does make sense from that perspective, but people would just suggest that for you to not use Intelligence as your primary, or maybe use it as your secondary, similar to what I did. So what I did now was I invested heavily on Charisma because it is my spellcasting ability. That means whenever I cast spells like Eldritch Blast, whenever I cast any Warlock spells, it will use a +3. It always automatically gets a +3 bonus for whatever I roll. So that's how it works. When you're a wizard, on the other hand, the spellcasting ability that wizards use is Intelligence, and that's why it makes sense for wizards to be more invested in Intelligence. Don't ask me why, but sorcerers depend on Charisma rather than Intelligence as well. Warlock, it makes sense because the Warlock only got his or her abilities due to a pact with someone divine or someone infernal or some higher being. Sorcerers pretty much are talented magic users from the very beginning, from birth. Either it be being bestowed upon them by genetics or some randomness. That's why we have wild magic sorcerers. That is, I don't know why they use charisma, but I guess if you just boil it down to the abilities, that's what happens. And again, intelligence wizards, because these people who are wizards might not be as skilled or might not have fully the powers of magic in the beginning, but since they study, they go to school, they study the school of evocation, they study in the school of abjuration, they eventually learn how to cast spells, and that's why they need intelligence. I hope you get that. So let's persuade. Five. See? All with the die roll.
No.
Failed with the die roll.
This place is a death trap. Let us leave immediately. Or would you deny your brother here his chance at fortune in Baldur's Gate?
Come on, sis. Well, let's have a target alone. We should leave.
Fine. Let's sneak away like God's damned cowards. But if something happens to these people, it's on us. I hope you know that.
Oh, I guess tiefling camp, and this is not a tiefling. Let's talk to him.
Go on. Give me your best shot.
Not bad. Again. Hey, keep focus. See how I used your own force against you?
I can't do it.
Of course you can. It just takes time. I didn't become the Blade of Frontiers overnight.
Blade of Frontiers. There we go. That word, I forgot about that. No. Hey there, can I have a word?
The man's smile bends downward, and his thoughts become yours. An unknown face commands your mind. Rust-red skin, gnarled horns.
I'll be damned to the hells. You were on the ship.
A strange sensation courses through.
So he is also one of those people.
Companion's mind unfolds, secrets half revealed.
So select. You can actually. Oh, all right. So this is very unique. Probably added again. Baldur's Gate 3 is a homebrew of D&D. Not all the 5th edition rule set is applied to Baldur's Gate 3. Majority of are, but I guess this Illithid Wisdom is something very different. Or maybe, correct me. No. It's more of like a different flavor, so to speak. Wisdom. You use wisdom when you're doing illithid rolls. Okay. But I am a warlock. You know what? I am a warlock. I don't need to roll for it. I don't need to rely on my parasite. I'll use my own. Thank you very much.
Keep at it, kid. A creature? Sounds like that parasite's really wormed its way in. We've both got bugs tickling our grey matter. And I've been having the strangest dreams. I haven't turned into a mind flayer just yet. But sooner or later, my luck will run out. Been thinking I need a healer. And I reckon you've been thinking the same.
So he is a warlock, so we are co-warlocks, which is nice.
I've been waiting for this druid Halsin to return. They say he's pretty powerful. He could probably help us.
So now we have another lead called Halsin.
Problem is, the goblins have nabbed him.
There we go.
We better go find him before we start growing talons and tentacles.
We can look for Halsin together, because I like this fella because he is a warlock and I am also a warlock. And
excellent idea, but I have a condition.
You have a condition?
Look at these kids. They've no chance on the road, not while goblins infest it. I've got the grandest of plans. You and me, we kill the goblin horde's leaders. That should scatter the buggers. Frontier justice, I call that. What say you?
When it comes to violence against goblins, count me in. So, I am on board.
I love your spirit, but you're full up.
Shadowheart and Asarian disapproves because we're wasting time.
The blade of frontiers will come calling.
Go to my camp, wait for me.
A splendid plan.
Okay.
Let's chat there.
Now the question is, do I really need another warlock in my party? I am a warlock, so we might not be using Will too much on this playthrough because, you know, we've already filled that warlock role. But who knows? Maybe some encounters we can use him. 2 warlock parties, good. 2, right? Maybe he can be like the replacement of our other spellcaster, which is Gale. So we can interchange Gale and Will sporadically.
I saw you at the gates. You fight well. A few words for the kids. Spare a story or two.
In trust, there is victory. I really like... I'm facing kids, so this is the most kid-appropriate response I've seen in the choices. So we'll do that. We're inspiring tieflings to be like honorable.
I prefer when they smile.
There we go, and they smiled. Guex. It's a lot of tieflings in this camp, really. I really don't know what's happening.
It's just not landing. Nothing but goblins in the wild out for blood, and the druids in here looking to kick us out.
Okay.
Or worse, we need to be ready for a fight. But I'm useless with a sword.
Do you have any other skill sets? Demonstrate a swing. I do have +1 because I also use dexterity. But I do have insight +2 because of proficiency. So no wonder you're struggling. You've no balance. Space your feet farther apart. This is better roll than athletics. That's why I'm gonna use insight. An insight check. And we have it. 9 beats 8. That's a success.
I'll try and brace them better.
Oh, everybody approved with my insight-filled advice.
Swing. Yes. You really know what you're doing. Found this by the road.
Oh,
Bet you'll
we
put
get
it to
something.
good use.
One last thing, don't shout out your moves like that. Spoils your surprise for your foe. Very, very smart advice.
Oh, Yes, I'll bite my tongue when the time comes. Hopefully, it's just the goblins we have to worry about. The druids are treating us like...
Hi, welcome to the stream, everyone.
But I'll
Come
keep
join
at
me
it.
for some Baldur's Gate action, where I explain Dungeon and Dragon concepts along the way, 5th edition. So if you're not familiar with D&D tabletop, while we're playing Baldur's Gate, I'll explain the concepts as we go along the way. And that might interest you in some tabletop D&D virtually, of course, because of the pandemic. Virtually. Zoru, this is the first lead who we're looking for. But what happened?
We should be getting drunk at least. It's no fun waiting for death sober.
I think because Lae'zel wanted to look for Zoru, I think we need Lae'zel in our party for us to trigger this. But let's see what happens on if we look at the quests system. Look at here. Look for the healer Nettie. So that's one healer that we need to do. We have another Druid Halsin, which is another lead from Will. And find a Githyanki Kresh. Lae'zel says that we can be cured at a Githyanki Kresh and hopes to find her kin nearby. We found Zoru. Lae'zel will want to speak with him. There we go. It's because we don't have Lae'zel with our party. Nothing happened. So I guess we need to bring Lae'zel here. But before that...
You ain't gonna shoot me. Your hands are shaking.
Put it down. She can't fight back.
That's the point. Get out of the way.
She didn't kill your brother, Arca. You're better than this.
Shoot before you lose your nerve, Tiefling. If you ever had it to begin with.
Okay. Step between the crossbow and the goblin. You never know. The goblin might be of help to us. So we're gonna be like the good guy here, at least.
Looks like the Absolute sent me a protector. You're gonna kill him too? You move.
Persuasion. Every persuasion check we roll, because it's a +5 for us. So the higher the bonus, the more chances of succeeding. 5. So this is an automatic. See, even if I roll the 1 + 5, it's gonna be.
What in every hell is wrong with you? Damn you. Damn it.
There we go.
Why do you care if a goblin lives or dies?
Because she might be the one thing that could lead us to the goblin without being attacked. Well, we're gonna make it seem that the goblin would trust us by saying, because she's not a practice target, she's a person. She's a person, sir.
Can't say I understand that. Not sure I want to.
It's alright, Arca.
Everyone approves except for Lae'zel, who again is hearing us from telepathy, by the way. That's my main theory, why she keeps approving and disapproving what we say, even though she's not with us. And now Gale wants to say something.
Believe it or not, but I witnessed a similar standoff back at the Yawning Portal.
Yawning Portal
Of
is...
course, an establishment like that invites all sorts of outlandish entertainments.
The Yawning Portal is the bar to be when you're in Waterdeep. And Waterdeep, as I mentioned, is the New York City of Faerun. So when you're in the Yawning Portal, it's like the best bar in New York City. Or the most well-known bar. For the sake of characterization or role-playing, let's just say that Ranzan, our half-drow, doesn't know what the Yawning Portal is. Doesn't know that it's a bar. So let's ask.
An inn in Waterdeep. Oh, never a dull moment there. Adventurers come from all over Faerun to try their luck down the well.
There we go.
Leads into the Undermountain, you see. Full of death, danger, vast amounts of treasure. Hard to resist.
I do hope there is a chance for us to visit the Undermountain in Baldur's Gate 3, because, as mentioned, this inn/bar, what's really interesting about the Yawning Portal is there's a big-ass circle in the middle of the Yawning Portal where adventurers go down to the Undermountain. The Undermountain is a very, very deep layer where there's a lot of mind flayers, a lot of creatures that you actually get to encounter. Also, a lot of loot. There's a lot of loot in the Undermountain. And from what I know, the Undermountain has 20 levels. So it's a deep, deep level of dungeon that adventurers go to for wealth, for fame, for fortune, and whatnot.
Oh, a drow, a dragonborn, and a cleric of Cyric walk into a bar. Your standard fare. Maybe someone was cheating at cards. Maybe it was some weird lover's quarrel. In any case, out came the crossbow, and a hush fell over the entire room.
What happened next? This is interesting.
Stood up and yelled, "Shadow Dark Ale for everyone!" The crowd cheered. The tension drained into 6 tankards, and soon all was well again.
Hey.
In a place like the Yawning Portal, the most powerful magic is calling for a round of drinks.
Then
Mind you, all I did
we'll
was
never
call for
forget
ale,
that.
But you went and stood in front of that crossbow. Well, I'd drink to that.
There we go. Seems like Gale approves what we did for the goblin. Let's talk to her. Let's talk to Saza.
Didn't expect to see a drow in here. Did the boss lady send you to rescue me?
Who's your boss lady? This is where we get in more information. Wink, wink.
Another drow. She's one of my best mates.
Oh, okay.
Thought you might work for her. Get me out of here, and I'll take you to meet her and the rest of my tribe.
Who is this Absolute?
The Absolute is gold from the sky,
Oh,
she is.
it's probably
the
the
blessing in
Nautiloid.
the storm and the storm
Okay.
itself. We're burning her name across the face of the world, we are.
I guess what she's referring to is the Nautiloid who just crashed. I don't know. Maybe. All right, let's try to free her so that we can get the good graces of another drow that we're gonna meet.
You won't regret it, promise.
And of course they disapprove because we're pretty much taking a prisoner away from this camp.
I'm gonna bite the ends off your kids.
Shabby door. Is there a way down here? Okay. It seems like this door doesn't lead to anywhere, so it might lead to somewhere. I don't know. Okay, how do we break her free? But before that, I think there is a shortcut in for us to speak to Zorozu. What's his name? Zoru.
My dagger.
So this is Zoru. If we go to camp and end the day, let's save first. If we go to camp and end the day, I believe we'll be able to bring Lae'zel in just in front of Zoru. Let's see. All right, there are a bunch of exclamation points, so we'll prioritize that.
Ah, there you are. How did you enjoy my dear stew this evening? It's an old family recipe.
This is Gale, our resident wizard. You know what? I'll be nice. You've been a nice fellow, Gale. I would say it was delicious when it in fact it's just mediocre.
Good. I tend to season it with spices from Karator, but given what's available to us, good old rosemary had to see us through. Not that I mean to regale you with my culinary exploits. There's actually something quite different I'd like to discuss.
Okay, so this is where we'll discuss your personal quest, I guess. We'll see. By all means.
We've been traveling together for a while now, and during those travels, I've been observing you. I want you to know that I like what I see. The way you diffuse the tension between Zevlor and Aradin.
Why, thank
the way
you.
You stood in front of a crossbow to prevent a murder. In short, I've grown to trust you.
That is very gratifying to hear. So I guess this Gale is a good guy.
You to place your trust in me.
All right.
Our journey together is bound to last a while still. As such, I feel compelled to speak. I say this because there's something I desperately need. But while I'll tell you what that something is, I won't tell you why.
Okay. You're keeping something from me, but
I have to ask you to agree to this before carrying on this conversation.
tell me to trust you. use your tadpole to probe Gale's thoughts? Nah, I'm not like that. I'm nosy, but I'm not gonna use my illithid powers to pretty much probe what's happening. So I'm just gonna say, yeah, very well. I agree. Seems like a nice fella.
Thank you. I see I did well to trust you. Now, to the matter at hand. You see, I have a condition.
Okay.
A condition different from the tadpole, but just as deadly. The only way to appease said condition is for me to take powerful magical artifacts and absorb the weave inside. It's been days since I last consumed an artifact, before we were abducted.
It
is time.
Didn't I just give you
By
the
that, I
artifact?
mean it's imperative that I find and consume powerful strands of weave at the earliest possible juncture.
Okay. I want to know more about your condition, but didn't I just give you the amulet that would make you speak with the dead? Anyways, were we supposed to find artifacts? No, tell me more about your condition before we
That's part of the
go
why
find
we agreed
artifacts.
not to discuss. Wouldn't want to make an oathbreaker out of you.
Oh, okay. Were we supposed to find the kind of artifacts you
As
need?
luck would have it, Faerun is full of them, though I do feel obliged to point out that items of power tend to be in the hands of the powerful. There'll be danger involved, for great cost.
Well, danger. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Good. A bit of boldness will serve us well. I know the allure these artifacts hold. I understand their value and their power. All this to say, I understand the sacrifice I ask of you. I hope I can count on you.
I guess we established that sort of trust between us now. So among the party, we are best of friends, and we just leveled up. We're level 3 now. Can't believe that. All right. So what happens when we level up? Maximum hit points. You grow. Okay. You unlock more spell slots. Scorching Ray and Misty Step. Okay. I'm gonna explain what these are all about. So I guess we unlock different leveled spells now since we're level 3. So... Oh, these are all level, higher level spells. Okay. It's gonna take a while, but bear with me. The things that are really, for me, quite useful are... Misty Step is some spell for you to get away, and it's in a bonus action. So you can still use an action, you can still attack. When you do it, it does use a spell slot, so that's something unfortunate about it. But it is the spell to get away from tough encounters or an ambush of the sort. Mirror Image is a defensive spell. You create 3 duplicates of yourself and you distract the attackers. So pretty much each duplicate increases your armor class by 3. So they simplified it here. So that's 3 times 3. It increases your armor class to 9. So whenever you get hit, and if you get hit, you lose one of your duplicates, and then it just goes down and goes down until it's back to you. So it's a really good defensive spell. What else? Ray of Enfeeblement, not so much. It's okay. Scorching Ray is one really good thing. Aside from Firebolt, which is a cantrip that I go for, the good thing about Scorching Ray is you throw 3 rays of fire, so that's 2d6 per ray. So that's a maximum damage of 12 per ray. Of course, per ray, from the tabletop, you roll 3 times for the damage per ray, because you roll per ray. So imagine hitting maximum, if you really, really get lucky, imagine hitting maximum for the 3 scorching rays that you just shot. That's 12 times 3. That's a big amount of damage, potentially, at a very early level. That is why I like Scorching Ray. If you don't have anything else in terms of offense, and if you're more of an offensive character, so to speak, I would suggest people to get Scorching Ray. Shatter. Okay, back to back. Shatter is one of the most overpowered spells at early game. In early game. When I say early game, maybe until level 5, level 4. If you can see how it words it out. Generate painfully intense ringing noise that deals 3d8 thunder damage to creatures and objects. Whereas Scorching Ray allows you to fire 3 rays, I guess, to a person, to one specific person, or I think this is similar to Magic Missile, wherein you can choose a character per ray. I'm not quite sure, but let's still assume that you can still choose 3 characters because of the because of the 3 rays. Shatter is a saving throw ability or a spell, whereas it's an aura spell, so it can hit more than 3 people as long as it's in that specific aura or sphere or radius that you put into or you cast the spell into. So each and every one of the characters, non-friendly characters that are inside that radius would gain 3d8 damage. It's 3d8 damage at level 3 is insane, ladies and gentlemen. That's 3 times 8 potential maximum damage. And again, it is a saving throw. So meaning to say, each and every one in the radius would have to roll a saving throw whether they get hit or not. And when they get hit, they take full damage, or when they succeed a saving throw, they take damage. When they fail the saving throw, they still get damage with half. At least in 5th edition, that's how it works. So say I roll 3d8, I roll a 15 for damage, or let's make it simple. I roll a 10 for damage. I hit 5 people with it because of the radius. For some reason, they're all clumped together, or I just hit 5 people with it. 3 of those 5 people failed the saving throw. So 3 of those who failed will take 10 damage. The 2 people who still get hit succeed the saving throw. They still get hit. They take half of that 10, which is 5. So even though they failed, they still get hit. So that is the beauty of saving throw spells. So if I were to choose right now, and Gale would be more of an offensive type of attacker, I would choose Scorching Ray and Shatter just for the sake of it, right? But let's see, because there's still some utility spells that might complete the sake of the party in terms of what we need moving forward. Remember, in Baldur's Gate 3, you can only take 4 party members, unlike tabletop where you can take more than 4. You can take 6, you can take 7, maybe maximum, I guess, for a good gameplay for tabletop is 8, but that's a little bit pushing it. But here in Baldur's Gate 4, you only have 4 players, so you really have to think about your utility very well. Web, don't use it too much. Burning Hands, these are all level 1, by the way. So we are not going to be discussing this except for Magic Missile. Magic Missile is a level 1 spell. It's similar to Scorching Ray, wherein you create 3 darts of magical force, but instead of potentially rolling 2d6s, you will just be rolling 1d4 plus 1 force damage. The good thing about force damage, however, is that unlike Scorching Ray, where it's fire element, not a lot of monsters are resistant to force damage. At least if you look at the creature handbook of 5th edition D&D, not a lot of creatures are resistant to this. So meaning to say they take full damage. Most of the monsters will take full damage when it comes to force. Scorching Ray, fire is actually the most resisted element in D&D. At least in 5th edition, in the rulebook. From what I know as a DM. And specifically when you're in a campaign pertaining to Hell, Avernus, something to do with demons and imps and devils, Scorching Ray is not going to do you any good because they're going to resist Scorching Ray because they're resistant to fire. And when I say resist, they're going to half the damage. So that's something to take a look into when you're building your character too. You forecast, who am I gonna fight? If I'm in a hell heavy campaign, or if a demon devil heavy campaign, I'm not gonna use Scorching Ray. I'm not gonna even choose Scorching Ray. I'm probably gonna go for Shatter, and I'll probably do Magic Missile or whatnot. So that's how it goes. Charm Person, we're good. We're good. Web, Mirror Image. We don't like defensive for Gale, so we are going to cancel a Misty Step. We are gonna go for Shatter. We're gonna be shattering, and we're gonna be Scorching Raying people. So if they're not demons or not resistant to fire, we'll do Shatter, because not a lot of creatures also resist thunder. We'll do that. Except, oh, I just quick save so that we can always go back in case we do errors while we're leveling up. There we go. Warlock, Pack of the Chain. So Pact Boon, when you hit level 3, unfortunately, one of my favorite Warlock packs would be Pact of the Hexblade Warlock. So your Warlock will essentially transform into someone like Cloud Strife. Great sword dealing, or basically a melee or a weapon carrying Warlock who can also cast spells on the side. However, for early access, we only have Pact of the Chain, so we're okay. But once the game comes out, Hexblade, when you hear Hexblade, it's a Warlock that pretty much is like a warrior that can cast spells. It's an amazing build. It's also OP. That's why a lot of people who want to meta DMD 5th edition would choose Hexblade, becoming a Hexblade Warlock, because they can, when they're far, they can hit with Eldritch Blast. When they're near, they can hit with their Great Sword. So you're not at a loss when you're a Hexblade Warlock. Okay, let's do spells. Invisibility. Do you really want to be invisible? Oh, you also have Shatter. But again, from the build of Ransen, we have Tasha's Hideous Laughter. We have the one that frightens people. I forgot the name. So those are crowd control spells. Silence is another crowd control spell, specially dedicated to casters, because you might have seen earlier in the fight what happens within the radius. When they enter the radius, they can't cast any spells. So silence is also quite a good spell to bring into. Do note that I'm not sure the complexity that they will bring into this game. In the 5th edition, there are such a thing that's called verbal spells. So when you need verbal, when the spell is verbal, you need to say something to cast the spell. That's when silence works. There are somatic spells in 5th edition, wherein with just the flick of your finger, without even speaking, you can cast the spell. So you have to be careful of that. I'm not sure how, because it doesn't say verbal somatic, at least from a spell perspective here. So they simplified it. But when you're playing D&D tabletop, you have to take note if it's a verbal spell, because you might silence someone thinking that they can't cast spells while in that zone, but you never know that their spell is just somatic. They can just, even if you tie them up and they get into the silence spear, they can still cast the spell, because they can just flick their finger and they can cast that specific spell to you, and your silence is wasted. All right, Shatter again. So Hold Person is interesting. Wisdom saving throw. You paralyze someone, so another crowd control spell. Detect Thoughts. From a roleplay perspective, Detect Thoughts is amazing. So since we're already in that illithid prying into the mind of other people, let's take Detect Thoughts. You know, I have my Eldritch Blast to deal with single target foes. I have my crowd control spells like Tasha's Hideous Laughter and that frightening thing. I forgot the name. We'll find out later. So I'll do Detect Thoughts. As much as I want to go invisible, As much as I want Shatter, because Shatter is amazing again, I'm gonna go Detect Thoughts for this one. Let's add a little roleplay element for our run through. You can replace spells, so you can replace. I didn't know you can do this. But your bonus action, you get spell slot. So I think you can. Oh yeah, there you go. When you're a warlock, you can replace spells. That's the difference between a warlock and a wizard, by the way. A wizard can prepare spells, and if they read the spell through a book and they memorize it, they already know the spell forever. It's just that you have to prepare the spell for you to bring it on the battlefield or on the encounter. Warlock and sorcerers work at it differently. You get to trade out spells. Hex. Let's see if there's any bonus action. Misty Step. Mirror Image. Let's add a defensive spell. Oh gosh, it's so many good spells. I really don't know. Since I already have Shatter, I'm so tempted. Let's get that out of the picture. So it's either Silence or Mirror Image. Simplify. Silence. Objects are silenced and immune to thunder damage. When you're silenced, you can't get hit by thunder or by Shatter. Then it's so hard. Silence. Let's do silence. Like, take note, level 2. This is level 2. Okay, so I have a utility spell. I need to do a combat spell. Okay. Silence should be good. Oh, whenever you successfully evade an attack, one of the illusion disappears. So it's not when you get hit. So I think they nerfed it a little bit. From what I know, you have to get hit for it to lower down your duplicates. So we're not going to do that. We're going to do silence. Okay. You know me, when I'm doing leveling up, it takes a long time, but that's okay. We want the best experience to come out of this. From a battle perspective, and from a combat perspective, and from a roleplay perspective as well. Here we go. See, with a cleric, you already learn these new stuff. So you don't trade it out. You don't. So by leveling up, you gain abilities. You gain spells, like blindness, like hold person, like prayer of healing, like silence. Oh my gosh, we have silence for a cleric, but that's okay. We'll have the warlock silence. The thing is, we have prepared spells. So from a pool of what you learn or what you've unlocked, you just change every rest depending on, let's say you feel like you're encountering a boss, or you're encountering a group of goblins or whatnot. That's a lot. So you prepare, you bring a lot of crowd control spells for that specific encounter. You rest, and then you change those spells. You change the prepared spells to, maybe you're encountering a boss soon. So you're going to go for heavy damage, heavy healing for a cleric as well. So that's the thing when you're playing a cleric. So it's differentiated every time you sleep or rest. Okay, so we just accept because we can just see we can just create water. Do we really need create water? For the sake of, we're gonna get command out because we haven't used that. Let's remove disease. This is interesting. So do we want a full healer cleric? We have a crowd control spellcaster. We have a damage dealing spellcaster. So we might need a healing cleric. So we'll go with prayer of healing. We have Bane, we have Healing Word, we have Cure Wounds. You can use it as a bonus action. Create Water. for lesser restoration. The thing is, we can all, if we need restoration, we can always rest. So I'd rather have Great Water than it, because it's very rare for you to get disease. At least I hope it's very rare for you to get disease here. We're good. And the easiest to level up, of course. Thanks, Main here, for following and for liking. Appreciate the help. The easiest is Rogue, because you just either become an arcane trickster, a thief, or rogue who can cast spells on the side. You can see these spells are okay. I'd rather have a thief, because I have so many arcane casters already, so I'd rather have a thief. Okay, see, that's how simple Rogue is to level up compared to spellcasters. Okay, let's save.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
We'll leave. We're gonna have to say goodbye to Saren for a while, because we want Lysel. We want Lysel as our party mate. So, as I mentioned, this Astarion is probably a Stradvon Zarovich. So I'm gonna say I think it's better for you to stay in camp a while, because he has freaking fangs, ladies and gentlemen.
We had something special.
He has freaking fangs, so he must be a vampire. Plus, whenever we rest, he doesn't sleep. They show it very specifically that he is just sitting on his bed whenever people sleep. So I really think this dude is a vampire. And I don't like dealing vampires, especially in DMD and in the world of Faerun, because vampires can really, forgive the pun, bite you. Bite you in the butt. Please just stay here.
Guess I'll spend my evenings lounging here. Well, you do all the hard work. It sounds awful.
Okay, let's do fighter.
Great talent or not, no druid can cleanse an embedded tadpole. Give no credence to such fantasy.
Yeah, you look so unusual. Githyanki are rare in these parts.
I expect I am your first.
I know of Githyanki, but I've never met one. I also know that Githyanki are just plain mean.
Of course you haven't. They would have cut you from navel to neck. You are no less alien to me than I am to you. I know of your kind, but I do not often encounter them. That large, fleshy nose of yours looks like a mistake.
Really, thanks for noticing.
It was an observation, not a compliment. No matter. I do not intend to stay long in this place. Entirely.
Crash.
I was as devoted to my studies as I was to my training. To all questions, the Kalir Library harbors answers. A gift from Vlaakith herself, that we may gain total understanding.
That kind of wisdom is very valuable. I would like to believe that Ranzen is into books. So of course,
scholars roam the astral sea and beyond.
Shadowheart disapproves.
Observing the ways of our lessers.
I guess she's not a book reader.
Exploring planes so distant, order turns to chaos, and cold fires rage. The planes are ever quaking, and their peoples ever shifting. The Githyanki possess an eternity of knowledge. Yet we still collect more. Infinities upon infinities.
How do you know so much about Mind Flayers? Just a side note, Githyanki are the public enemy #1 of Mind Flayers, vice versa. So for the sake of role-playing, let's say we don't know anything about it.
I understand much beyond your comprehension. More to the point, I know the cure for our condition. It is imperative we locate a crash. You do well to observe more and question less.
What do you suggest we do next?
We find this Zoru in the Red Hunter's camp.
Zoru,
He will
speaking of
point us
Zoru.
to a creche. There we may be purified.
Okay, I'd like you
It
to
is
join me
done.
now. Leveled up. And I just had an idea while we were discussing, because we do have Will as our warlock, and we want to level him up. Since Gale, let's make Gale stay for a bit, since
Go ahead.
he doesn't have any specific quests that will be joining us with, aside from Will, who needs to find this Druid. So let's just ask him first. I was wondering that condition of yours, good sir. Why does it require magic?
Think of it as tribute. The kind a king might pay to a more powerful neighbor to avoid invasion. As long as I pay, there will be peace. But should I ever stop, along comes a war. I can assure you, the battlefield would extend well beyond the borders of my body alone.
Okay. I need you to remain in camp for a while because I'd like Will for us to join
the
us.
wisdom of that decision, but so be it.
Okay. Perhaps we'll travel together again later.
I'll be here in the meantime, idling away the hours.
Okay, now we have a fighter. We exchange our rogue for our fighter, so we have more of a front line. We'll exchange our wizard with our warlock, so we'll have 2 warlocks in party.
Salutations.
An unusual name, the Blade of Frontiers.
Living legend in the flesh. Slayer of specters, killer of kobolds.
Oh.
The pride of Baldur's Gate.
Oh, so they're known in Baldur's Gate. This is an interesting ally to have. And actually, I've never heard of them, so I'm just gonna say I've never heard of you, Blade of Frontiers. I've heard about the Flaming Fist, which is the police of Baldur's Gate, but not the Blade of Frontiers.
No legend reaches every ear. The proof is in the pumpkin. As I'm sure someone once said, if you don't know me as a hero already, then I'll have to prove myself one.
Okay. Forgive me for being nosy, but your eye is quite unusual, good sir. What happened?
Now, I always save the best stories for my closest friends and my cruelest enemies. Get to be one of those, and I'll spill the whole jug. You get that, right? Spill the whole jug? I guess I'll toss that one in the heap.
Lean in and examine the eye more closely, because I am a warlock. It's a unique choice. Let's do that.
Tiny groove spider across the eye's surface. It resembles a sending stone used to confer with distant contacts.
Okay. Isn't your eye a sending stone? Okay, let's confront him about that.
A what now? Goodness, but it's just a bit of rock. Nothing so special, I assure you.
You watch and listen for signs of deceit, but sense
Okay.
nothing unusual.
Okay. So insight failed. So that's what happened. We'll never know if he was lying or not because we failed the insight. Insight check is pretty much how we determine if someone is lying to us. I do have a +2 to bonus for efficiency with insight because I like knowing these during conversations. However, I guess his deception or persuasion skill is higher than my insight, and when I rolled, I just didn't quite cut it. That's why I failed, and that's why the narrator said, "You watch and listen for signs of deceit, but sense nothing unusual." Okay. Dealing with goblins, what's your plan? I would like to hear the plan again. It's something to do with about a druid of sorts. Rescuing a druid, right?
There's an old saying I just made up. To fell a dragon, you must chop off its head.
I agree.
These goblins are organized. It's no hamhead pulling the strings.
Their hideout can't be far. We slither in and off their leaders. Quick as crickets.
Okay. Sounds simple enough. You seem eager to help tieflings. Not judging you or anything. I love tieflings, but why?
Did you see those tiefling kids back at the grove? They should be chasing frogs, climbing trees, not training for battles they can't win.
Sounds reasonable.
Those people look at me and they see a hero. Imagine how bad they feel if they were wrong.
So this guy just wants to help people and at least to be seen as someone who helps and to be seen as a hero. Okay, I dig that. What should we do next?
We sniff out the gobbo leaders and take their heads.
Okay.
And we free the Druid housing while we're at it.
So
if we want these brain bugs removed, he's our man.
So Will's saying
Failing
our
that,
lead.
This gift creche sounds promising. If Lae'zel's telling us straight.
So
I know. That's a pretty big if.
So there's 2 leads, 3 if you count Nettie the healer, which I don't think is a lead really. We have the Druid, which we need to kill the goblin leaders for us to free the Druid that Will is talking about. And he says if that fails, then Lae'zel with Zoru could actually be another lead for us to get cured by this parasite in our eye. A creche, so to speak. We'll do both. We'll do both. And since we're near Zoru already, let's ask Zoru with the help of Lae'zel. So I'd like you to join me.
That's the spirit.
And we level up in the process. Again, fighters, martial class folks, easier to level up than spellcasters because you don't need to choose spells, utility, or whatever. It's just that. Level 1 to 2, through experience, you acquire new power, you gain the following traits. And then you actually choose between passives. If you're archery, you gain 2 to attack rolls with range weapons if you want to be a long range one. Defense is one of the most powerful ones that I see that is used often as fighters. Dueling, great weapon fighting. Protection is also one thing that's well used. And 2 weapon fighting. Great weapon fighting is those who want to carry, you want to be a Cloud Strife or an Auron in Final Fantasy terms, where you just have a big weapon. For the sake of being a front line, let's do defense because 1 AC is significant. Armor class is what I'm referring to, and when you have higher armor class, the harder it is to hit you. And again, level 3. And we have subclass. Now we have to choose between a menacing attack. You spend your superiority die. With fighters, you have a superiority die. 1d8 slashing and possibly push the target back. You rally. You've also resolve a friendly creature. It gains... Oh, it's only a creature. A friendly creature. So you're just increasing the HP of one person. When a creature misses you with a melee attack, expends Spirit to retaliate 1d4 plus 1 plus 1d8 piercing. I'm not quite sure if rally is a good thing for us, but Riptos, so it's pure defensive. I definitely like frightening, menacing attack. So we'll stick with that. Subclass. Battle Masters are paragons of tactical superiority, combining combat maneuvers and experience. Oh, there we go. I guess with the Battle Master you have this. If you have an Eldritch Knight, there we go. You change it for having spells and cantrips. So you can have Firebolt. So again, do you really want that? Your range, but you're a front line. So that's the thing that I don't like when a fighter with Eldritch Knight subclass. I rarely use it. If I'm a fighter, I'd like to be a spear-wielding, lots of feet kind of man, folk. I'd choose Battle Master for now. And change Rally with Riptos. And we're good. Now let's go to Will, our resident other Warlock. With Warlock, since we were in early access, this would have been a good time to have a pure caster Warlock and a Hexblade Warlock, but since we're still in early access, they haven't developed that yet. We are gonna go for sort of like an alternative to Gale, who is a damage dealing wizard. So we're gonna go full damage dealing with Will, because we need to have that as a role. And we'd like to interchange them together, right? So at least we can still use Will and get to know him more as we journey on in the game called Baldur's Gate 3. I'm probably going to be... For my Warlock, I chose Agonizing Blast because it makes your Eldritch Blast stronger. It adds your charisma modifier, and your charisma is 16. So I think if with a 16, you only have +2. So not as powerful as my charisma 17 warlock, but that's okay. Armor of shadows, you can catch me. I use beast peach, by the way, so I don't need beast peach anymore. Let's do Devil's Sight, because you can normally see in darkness both magical and non-magical. The thing with some classes is you have what you call dark vision. Dark vision, you can see well in caves or those kinds of situation where you're in the Underdark. However, there's what you call magical darkness, when someone casts something on you via the form of magic, and your vision turns into black. And that's not caused because you're in a cave. That's not caused by your location whatsoever. It's caused by this spell, magically making you, in a way, blind. And with Devil's Sight, even if you are casted with that kind of spell that affects you magically, you'll still be able to see in the dark. So we'll have that. Hex. So I interchange Hex with another one. So let's retain Hex with Will. Accept. And this is where we have only Pack of the Chain, Misty Step, Ray of Enfeeblement, Scorching Ray. We did have Scorching Ray with our friend Gale. So just for the sake of really replacing the role, we're gonna do Scorching Ray, because this is a damage one. This is a damage dealing one. And then we're gonna replace. Ooh, we have Armor of Agathis. Do we have Shatter? Oh, we have Shatter. Yeah, there we go. So it's really a direct replacement, because we're gonna replace Armor of Agathis with Shatter, and we do have Scorching Ray and Shatter. Not very, very similar to what Gale has. And we're good. We're good. Now it's Gale who is not sleeping. Oh, I think Astarion over there is not sleeping as well. So something must be out. I don't like people who don't sleep. Zoru is somewhere here. I think this is Zoru.
By Mordai's eyes, another one. My friend's blood not enough. Come to rip me open too.
In Kresh Kalir, a formal greeting begins with a bow.
Is this monster with you?
You dare interrupt? Has the
It's
tadpole
Yankee.
ravaged your senses?
Fine. Let's have you do what you want, Githyanki.
Bow.
They really think they're the superior race.
Lower.
You dare interrupt?
Dang
Has
it.
the tadpole ravaged your senses? Lower.
Okay. I don't like seeing that.
You saw another Gith. Where?
On the road to Baldur's Gate, near the mountain pass. Saw us, for we saw it. Jammed its blade through Yul's belly, straight to the other side.
No twisting. Kin must have been in a hurry. The map. Show me.
Okay. At least she's not killing that person off. I hope so.
Up. You can keep your innards.
Okay.
By the dead gods, are all gifts so brutal?
Brutal? blood still flows through his own veins. I was positively gentle.
Okay.
The locals prove compliant. A useful trait.
I warned you, didn't I? You ought to reconsider keeping her around before she causes real trouble.
Do you plan to be that rough with everyone we meet?
Rough. Soon you will be vomiting blood and tearing apart your own flesh.
So from what we know,
Tentacles sprout from your lips. Will you still cry that I was rough?
the vampire, at least what I believe to be a vampire, and this Githyanki have the same sort of like alignment, wherein they like to be on top of people, or they feel like they're superior beings. A vampire would definitely think that. That's good enough points for me to believe that Astarion, our party member, rogue, is a freaking Stradvon Zarovich vampire. Just tell me what's our next move.
Thing was clear. If there are Githyanki west of here, that must be our objective. Purification cannot wait.
Insight, let's see. Because I have a +2 with insight, let's roll for it. It's an 8, so it should be good. I hope. Yes.
Lae'zel's eyes drift downward. Something is
There you
off.
go. Something's not right. I will use the Illithid Wisdom. 1. Oh, okay. I do hope that if I use Illithid Wisdom, I don't get corrupted too much. I hope I can use it at some point wherein, you know, I don't
You
get
see yourself through
corrupted by
Lae'zel's eyes.
become a mind flayer.
To her, you are already a mind flayer, a monster in all but appearance. A shiver runs across your mind. You feel
So she already
sated.
sees us as an enemy.
Are we finished?
You are not to be trusted, ma'am. I am accustomed to disdain, but you see me as an abomination. Good sir. Good ma'am.
And so you are, for as long as the tadpole infects you. But fear not. Should you turn, I will simply cut you down.
What do you mean by purification? I'm really curious about this.
The Kresh holds the Zaithisk. It will cleanse us of the parasite. By covenant, I can say no more.
Okay, that's it. That's good. We're good. Alright. Do we free her? Let's save. Because our next challenge, or our next objective rather, is to go towards the goblin encampment. But you know what, let's take a look at the Druid Grove first before we do anything harsh.
He stares right past you as if you're invisible or boring.
Turn around,
You
see what he's
nothing
looking at.
out of the ordinary. As you turn back, the child slips between the rocks.
I succeeded in my perception. Investigation. See, I do have a +2 from the intelligence 14 that I used, or I built my character on. With a 14, I get +2 to my roll, and I also chose proficiency in investigation because I like to investigate on things. So it gives me at least an advantage, or at least a little bit of a boost when I roll my when I roll for success. 19. Good.
You find the edges of a concealed entrance.
Oh, wow.
No trigger or handle, though. No way to open it.
Interesting. There is a concealed hatch that we just found via investigation. The only problem is there is no hatch. And it's locked, so it only opens from the underside. Alright. I'll buy that. Okay. It's probably gonna be one of those dungeons again that we just visited. Hopefully not connected to the dungeon that we just visited with the traps. Collector of valued objects.
Whoa.
Okay.
Hey, can't say I've ever seen someone like you before.
Welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining. This is
Go
a
on.
tiefling,
Take this ring.
an infernal
It's
creature.
lucky.
Not all of them are bad. I'm just gonna say that out loud. They kind of look bad, but not all of them are bad. Really? Okay, take the ring.
Call it. Heads or tails?
Tails.
Tails it is. See? That's the kind of luck you get from one of my lucky rings. I've got more where that came from. Real cheap too.
You're a good seller. I'm a warlock. This is no magic ring. The runes are gibberish.
Hey, not so loud. You caught me. All right. They're not lucky rings. I'm just trying to earn money for my family.
Okay.
My father left.
Now you're-
And my mother, she's so sick.
Stringing at my heartbeat.
I wish I
You're a
had
good
better things
salesman.
to sell than trinkets, but it's all I have.
All right, take your ring. What do you have to trade?
Thank you. That means so much. That's what I got.
I have a soft spot for tiefling, and I failed at a perception check, so that's not good. I failed to perceive something. Ooh, you don't have anything useful. Maybe this book. I guess. How about this mug? I'll give you a book. Oh no, I'll give you a mug and a plate for your book. Seems like a fair deal to me. Okay. And I guess we can read it. Oh, well, let's
You bought something. Most everybody says it looks like junk and moves on.
I want to support a young businesswoman.
Oh, you have. You definitely have. Anyway, see you
I
again
supported her
sometime.
by giving her
Take
a
care.
mug and a
Safe
plate.
travels.
That could be worth something to someone.
You spot the boy giving a sly wink as he turns away.
One man's trash is another man's treasure. I bought a book in exchange for a mug and a plate. Seems like a pretty fair trade to me. What is happening here?
Let my daughter go right
It's a lot of tieflings.
She's a thief, hell spawn.
Ah,
And you will
there we
wait
go.
for Korga's judgment. Now get back! Oh, let me through, Mradrasheb, or I'll rip your damn throat out!
There we go. Uh-oh.
We could have taken those guards.
I do have speak with animals. And I'm gonna quick save. Tieflings are mischievous. Yes, they are. Not all of them are, but
I could try greasing palms.
let's see. Let's talk to the bear.
Stop! Move back at once!
Thanks for coming back, Luigi. Thanks for supporting the stream. We are now in a druid sort of like conclave. If it weren't for me, you'd be overrun by goblins now. I'll go where I please. No, why? What's so special down there?
Forbidden to outsiders. Korga's orders.
I'm just gonna say that out loud because I'm proud of what I just achieved by rescuing them technically from goblins. So
Kick back. Force my hand and I'll show you its claws.
fine.
A moment,
Oh,
Giona.
good. There's a supporter
What?
here.
Oh, I understand. You. Apparently Korga wants to see you. Go ahead.
Cargo wants to see us. Okay, let's talk to the tieflings though. What are
We
they
need to get
in
Arabella
for?
out now.
You heard the guards. They're waiting on Korga to give word.
I'd sooner trek through the 9 hells than trust that snake. Ugh.
Why are the druids holding your daughter? I'm really interested in that, of
Arabella
course.
tried to steal their idol. Druids lost their damn minds about it.
They need it for their precious ritual.
Oh, it's all my fault. I told her I wished the wretched thing would just disappear, or better yet, explode.
Now Arabella's being judged by a bunch of druids who hate us. That's not right.
Horrifying. We should check on the girl.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. She's just a child. Druids are overacting. I'll talk to them. Okay. Let's do this.
You. They won't give
See,
us the time of day.
Astarion disapproves
I'm at the end of my
helping
tether.
a little girl.
Take this waiting.
Astarion
I
is
could take one of the gods, maybe two.
Astarion is a vampire.
What about a bear? Psst. I'd like to keep our guts on the inside.
Maybe Astarion is Strad von Zarovich. Who knows?
Keep this up and you'll have blood on your hands.
Your welcome can be easily withdrawn, outsider. Respect our grove, or face our claws.
Few outsiders are allowed in here. Be respectful and do not.
I do have my speak with animals, so let's speak to this bear.
Outsider, away.
I didn't know bears had that kind of accent. Outsider, away.
Go, outsider. No more talk.
The prince will now have the strength of the Black Penta stripped away. Let's see if they have the same accent.
Just a moment.
No.
This man is recording my story.
So, I guess animals in the world of D&D and Faerun come from different parts of the globe. Some come from Ireland, and some come from Britain.
I am far from home.
As the colourful man starts scribbling, the bear sneaks a quick look at the page. His brow furrows. Incomprehensible squiggles surround a crude sketch. A bear disemboweling a clutch of tieflings.
They hate tieflings. Oh! Volo! Okay, so, I just got surprised because Volo is one of, the important characters in D&D. In fact, he has a book called, if I reach here, A Volo's Guide to Monsters. So, this whole, source book pretty much is accounting all the monsters that he has seen in the world of Faerun. So think of it as a, look at this, beholders and whatnot, really scary creatures. He even has a note on the beholder lair on what it looks like. So this man has been everywhere. And as you can see, Volo, procurer of associates, stories, and curious. So if you ever happen to meet Volo in your D&D tabletop adventures, make sure to say hi to him. Don't kill him, please, because he is an amazing fella. He has a lot of stories to tell. He has a book, and he's probably going to sell us a book. I don't know. We'll see. Volo's Guide to Monsters. That's amazing. All right. Let's speak to Volo. I'm so excited. I didn't know Volo was here in this game.
Ah, my good friend. You were at the gates just now, no? When the goblins came? You saw them up close? A few questions, if you please. There's no overstating my interest. Glory. Now then, how would you describe that particular batch of goblins?
See?
Size, nature, distinguishing qualities?
You search your mind, successfully recalling various details.
I just rolled a history check, which I succeeded. As you can see, Volo is very interested in monstrosity, so he just wants to take notes of everything he sees. He's a very, very curious type of fella. Common variety of goblins led by a lasher and flanked by booyags. They were goblins, same all others, slowly and vile. give an exact description. Let's help Volo out because I like this character. So let's as much as I want booyags and lashers, give an exact description. I think this is I'm not sure if it's a cameo or not really. Someone is asking on the stream if this is a cameo or not really, but there are a lot of adventures that you get to meet Volo with. One is I think I was playing the what you call the what is this? I don't have it with me, but it's the one with the Undermountain where you go to the 20 devils. I just forgot the name, but anyways, Volo was there. I think there's also one more. I think in Waterdeep Dragonhide. There you go. Dungeon of the Mad Mage. Volo was there. In fact, the DM that I was playing with really was an amazing Volo. Waterdeep Dragon Heist. I think Volo is also there. In fact, I think Volo is the first person you meet when you play Waterdeep Dragon Heist, and he's in the Yawning Portal. And me seeing Volo alive, not necessarily in the flesh or just being here, is just amazing. So I'm gonna help him out as much as I can.
Goblins were of a rare, jam-colored hue and wielded magic blowguns.
A mythweaver. This man has no respect for truth.
And the dragon they had marching in the rear, was it of the brass or silver variety?
Really? It was brass. I'm gonna say it was brass. I'd like Volo to believe that I just dealt with a bunch of dragons and goblins, so he might add me into his book.
Witness mistook obvious silver dragon for brass.
Now he's correcting me.
Last question, then you'll be quite free. Did the attackers rally to the absolute when they fell upon the gates?
Yes, they called out the name like a war cry.
They did, didn't they? Oh, curious. Oh, curious indeed.
You better give me royalty when you make a book.
A captive in this very camp. She reports they've abandoned their god Maglabiet in favor of someone called the Absolute. The scandal.
The scandal, petty drama maybe. Okay.
Petty? Since their change in allegiance, these goblins are informed by a kind of strategy anathema to their kind. I, for one, intend to get to the bottom of it. I'm just preparing to head to their camp as we speak, in fact. If you'll excuse me, I ought not to dawdle.
Oh, he's gonna go to the camp? We're going to the camp. I mean, are you gonna be a party member if we ask you to join? No. Wait, what about our conversation earlier? Why the dragon?
My friend, every story benefits from a dragon. Until we meet again.
Okay. All right. I guess I'll see you again, Volo.
Pardon me, I must prepare to travel. Good day,
I wonder what to do. What would happen if you killed Volo? I don't want to kill him.
To the goblins'
He's
camps
amazing.
nearby, of course. I've been tracing their doings with great care. Whoever this absolute they're worshipping might be, I'll be the first to write about it.
Okay, I guess what we'll do is we'll speak to whoever the leader of the Druid Conclave is, and we'll probably get back to the Goblin, and I guess that's a good way to end the session. But let's see, let's move forward. It's Tusk, the Warthog.
I thought you were housey.
The bull prances about, haunches.
This is what I like
clenching
about
and
having animals
unclenching
speak with animals.
impatiently.
Especially if you're playing Divinity Original Sin 2, have the perk called Pet Pal. It adds so much because there's so many animals there you can talk to. Some of them are like they just add flavor, but some of them actually can be quite useful or helpful rather.
Where's Alcin? Promise me.
So this one just adds flavor, but it's fun.
Not now. Places to be.
What's the rush?
I have to find help.
Okay. He's gone. We're also finding Halcyon, by the way.
Speak.
What were you saying to that bird? I'm looking for a healer.
Find Nettie in her room. Through the carved door, deeper
Okay.
in the grove.
That's one of our leads.
I would prefer not to. But if Master Halcyon does not return, Korga will give the order. And my voice will not matter.
So, if Halcyon doesn't return, it must mean that Kaga will be the head honcho of the Druids. And from what I've experienced, Kaga is not that friendly. I haven't met Halcyon yet, but we'll see who's better to lead the Druids.
The bird knows. She needs to know. You do not.
I help defend this grove. I'm not your enemy. 5, 13, come on. Persuasion check. Success.
Forgive me. It is not you I fear. It is my brethren. More follow Korga every day. They are afraid, and she offers a simple solution. Eject the refugees, and we will be safe.
Sounds like she has to be stopped.
A druid and an outsider. We can do nothing without turning the others against us. Only Master Halcyon can
Oh,
stop
okay.
this.
So we need to rescue
Pray my
Halcyon then.
bird returns with news of him. If not, I fear for my people.
I hope we can rescue him. What are you doing? Okay, Druidic stance. Nettie should be here. Oh, there's a sleeping bear. And his name is Tuffet. Let's see. Oh, there we go. He's like the Snorlax of this game. Do I need a flute for you to move? Okay, now because I can speak with animals, I was able to move him. See how speak with animals is important? That's why it's one of my go-to. Okay, what does the elevator do? Oh, bye, Will. Ooh, I thought he was gonna get crushed. Good thing they don't do that here. Crushing damage to Will. Instant death. No saving throws. Bye-bye to one of your party members. Forever. Oh. I think we just got here. So this is the elevator that will make it act like a shortcut. Okay. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll speak to the leader. Come here, Will. Will, what are you doing? I think it starts with the letter B. Whoever the leader is, your name starts with the letter B. Is it you? The Idol of Sylvanus. There's a stone door here. Let's see. This might lead us to the grove. Oh, wait, what happened? The Wizard of Waterdeep. Oh, for those of you who are new, Gale and I, the wizard, made a pact, and pretty much, I think what Gale is asking us to do is to collect various artifacts, because he's not telling us why, but he kind of seems to give up a good vibe, so he just needs the artifact to sort of survive. Artifacts, and I guess one of the artifacts is the Idol of Sylvanus, which is the artifact that the Druids are worshipping, unfortunately. So I don't know. Maybe I hope to ask this as a reward when we return house in, hopefully, because I don't want to steal it from a bunch of druids, because as you can see, these druids are, and they have animals with them. We're gonna be effed if we just plain on steal the idol of Sylvanus. Oh, we're in the grove. I guess the leader is here. Nettie should be here too.
Please. I'm sorry.
Oh, Kaga.
This is madness, Korga. She's just a
what, Wrath? A thief? A poison? A threat? I will imprison the devil, and I will cast out every stranger.
Oh, I was trying to save mid-dialogue, because there might be a consequence here. But it seems like we haven't met Kaga yet. I thought Kaga was the one who greeted us in the druid, the pool, the sacred pool. However, this is Kaga, and she is imprisoning a tiefling girl, which, at least from my perspective, is, you know, quite of a dick move to do. Yes, thief, poison. What's this girl's actual crime?
Girl? You mean parasite? She eats our food. Drinks our blood, then steals
Thanks,
our
Haley,
meat
for
from
joining, for following the stream.
Wrath, lock her up. She remains here until the rite is complete.
We are
and keep still,
talking
devil.
to druids who are keeping
Is restless.
tieflings inside.
Come, Korga. We took back the idol. Surely.
Do it.
No.
The child's in danger. Do something, I beg you.
Will seems to be like a good fella. I do have persuasion, which is +5. I'll see that she stays out of trouble. I hope I pass, because my other choice is do a nature check, and I only have a +2 to it because of my intelligence. I'm not proficient with nature whatsoever. So, tell the snake to be at ease. The girl must not be harmed. There's also an option. However, I like rolling for things, even though we do have an animal, speak with animals concentration on check. Let's roll for persuasion. 13. Even with my +5, I need to at least roll. Oh my gosh. Let's see. 2. Gosh, no, I'm not able to persuade them.
No. The tiefling remains until the rite is complete. Now, Wrath.
No.
No.
Gone. By the gods, Korga, what have you done?
Atheist. Tila to me.
I should have just not rolled for it. Anyways. Now she's in trouble. Now I guess there's no peace with tieflings and druids.
Bury the remains. Continue the rite.
And the parents? They're just outside.
This outsider will take word once I've spoken to him. We must focus on the rite.
This is sad. Could it save the game?
She knew the danger. She still tried to run.
Oh well, that was unfortunate. I can speak to mice.
Watches your movement.
I don't like Kaga, even though she's an art druid. Loic?
If we'd ever meant to hurt a child, you should leave. This grove has been
Yep,
disrupted.
she
enough.
just passed the responsibility to me, yeah.
I can't believe you just left.
Goblin attacks, and now a dead child. We never should have opened our gates.
That's what we get. Kaga, you'll need to be punished here.
Mercy on us, Sylvanus. Mercy. Mercy. Mercy.
That snake must be held accountable. I like what he's thinking. So it was the snake who did it. It was the gun's fault. So
By every star, by every vein on every leaf.
Oh,
she must.
at least he agrees.
This has only happened because our true leader was taken from us.
Exactly. And I need to bring the leader back, right? That girl's parents want vengeance and they deserve it. How did Kaga take over the whole grove?
She is first druid in Wholeson's absence. With him caught or dead by goblins, none may gainsay her. But more will die if her ritual is finished. I doubt those exiled by the right will survive long outside.
I will look for Halsin. I will take the ring to
Give
Mordor.
anything to see Wholesome return home.
And I have 3 other people with me already, so this is the Fellowship of the Druid. No need to fret, I will find him.
Sylvanus' blessing upon you, and my gratitude as well.
Okay.
Wholesome is an elf with the presence of a bear. He left west with the adventurers.
So he's a bear.
You won't mistake the first druid for anyone else.
The rat glares at you.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk to the
Fair
parents
enough.
for sure. Oh, look, silver.
Another stranger come to vex me. What will you do? Silence. Your help.
Ah, what a bitchy wolf. Was there a snake? I want to kill the snake because it should be accountable. We'll speak to Nettie, and then this is a good way to end because this is one of the leads. We have 3 leads. We have to find a druid. We have to find the Kresh.
They did a number on
And
you,
this is a
didn't they?
healer. Although I don't think she is the healer that we're looking for. It's too easy if she is.
I see you. Just give me a moment.
Vis medicatrix.
There. It's up to her now. Life or death. Now, what was it you needed?
Healing. I hope you're good enough to cure what ails me, which I
Good
doubt.
enough to tell there's nothing obviously wrong with you. A bit tired, maybe. But we're all a bit tired.
Something crawled into my eye. Okay.
Crawled in? Some sort of bug? Or... Wait, did it look like a tadpole? But from your worst nightmare? All slime, teeth, and tentacles.
That's pretty much it. You know what just got into me. Oh!
I'll do what I can.
She
Come,
knows.
Follow me. I might be able to help.
This is
Quick. This way.
This is quite sketchy. I'm gonna do a quick save because I don't like...
Head on in.
Are you gonna trap me inside?
This one had the same problem as you. Attacked us in the woods together with some goblins. Tadpole crawled out of his head soon after.
Half-drow. Okay, let's do this.
Seems so. Gave Master Halsin a right start.
She gonna
That's
stab
why
me with
he
that?
joined the adventurers on their expedition. To find out what was happening. I pity you got me instead of him. He spent days studying the Drow's tadpole.
So we need Halsin.
Maybe he found an easier way. Still? Give me your arm, please.
Really? What is that?
A cure. Now your arm, please. You don't have time for games.
Okay.
There. Be careful. Your legs will probably give out first.
Oh, did she just poison us?
It's too late. It's already in
It's
your
a poison.
system.
She just poisoned
I'm
us.
truly sorry. For what it's worth, the poison is painless. It'll be like going to sleep.
She just killed. She just cured us by killing us. Give me the
I
antidote.
can't risk you turning. You'd kill us all.
Yeah, if I die, I still have 3, 4, 5 other people who have the same condition. You've only killed one mind flayer.
I won't. I can't.
Persuasion, come on. Good.
Same as the drow. But Master Halsin said he'd turn eventually.
Your leader needs to talk to me, so I have time. There's a chance. Okay, let's deceive. We have +2 anyways. 18 is good.
I respect Koga, but she can't order me to put everyone's lives at risk.
What? Okay, persuasion again. This is a lot of checks, to be honest. I'm just glad I keep on passing.
All right.
Whew.
Master Halsin did say the drow's tadpole was dormant. Maybe yours is too. But first, this is a vial of wyvern poison. Swear to me you'll swallow it if you feel any symptoms.
All right, hand it over.
Swear it.
I swear.
I hope it doesn't come to that, but thank you. Here.
Can't believe
And
that we
here's
just
the
got
antidote.
poisoned by a healer.
Do not mix those two up. I know you're not changing yet, and I've no idea why not. But we have to assume it's only a matter of time. You must understand you are in grave danger. You have to find Master Halsin. He might be your only chance.
That is the main quest then.
Ask the adventurers that abandoned him. They're the only ones who know what really happened out there.
Okay, alright. We'll do that.
All I know is they went to the old temple of Selûne.
Okay,
And
the
he
old temple of
didn't make it
Selûne. Okay.
Oh no. He would have slit me navel to nape if Master Halsin hadn't put him down. The drow was leading a gang of goblins. Not a common pairing. They attacked us. We had to defend ourselves. It's only after we saw the tadpole crawling out of his head that Master Halsin realized how serious things were. Master Halsin's a renowned healer. He studied the drow's tadpole for days and concluded he needed to find the source of the infection to understand its nature. We can only hope he succeeded in his mission. Otherwise, that vial's your only option.
Alright.
Remember what I said. Remember your oath.
I did make an
One
oath.
step at a time, Nettie. Come on.
Am I still poisoned though? At that store. Emergent toxic infection, strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, and wisdom are reduced by 2. The more creature rests, the worse it feels. Oh my gosh, look at that. Don't I have an antidote though? Let's see.
Poison? Never. I shall slit my own throat if it comes to that.
It won't come to that.
Boundless, annoying optimism. I respect you for it. We must assume purification is at hand. Anything else is surrender.
Yeah, I didn't drink anything.
Let us make haste to a crash then. Neither Nettie nor Halsin holds the cure we seek.
How come you know already that? I guess. Do I have? We don't have anything on us. Wyvern poison. This is basically if we're gonna die. I guess we don't have. I guess we'll. Okay, so I guess we're at that store. We are we are poisoned by a healer. Our strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, charisma, and wisdom are all reduced to 2, which is pretty bad. And this is a good cliffhanger to end the stream. We'll figure out what happens next on Monday 7 onwards, as we try to find a cure to this poison, and as well as a cure to not become mind flayers in the future. So not a lot of combat for this session, but there's a lot of roleplay. There's a lot of fun things that we did, and a lot of hopefully a lot of things you've learned from a 5th edition D&D concept as well. I try to simplify it as much as I can, and that's it. Thank you so much. We're gonna save now. We're gonna continue on with this and the Enclave library, and next session we're gonna pretty much go to our Master Halsinus. We're gonna rescue him. We're probably gonna use that goblin that was captured in order to get us in that goblin village. We kill those goblins, their leaders, and hopefully we find Halsin and bring him so that he can hopefully cure us. I do hope so. And all right, so thank you guys for watching. Next session, I do have Twitch integration enabled already. If you come in and hang out on Monday 7 onwards, join me on Twitch, twitch.tv/theskylancer. And what happens when you join Twitch, when you watch me on Twitch, is that you can essentially play the game with me. You can actually click and vote on the choices that the characters will make. You can actually look at the character sheets that I have that's currently in my party. You can also look at the equipment, look at my inventory and everything. So it's like you're playing the game and you're influencing me as I also try to make some choices for the characters here. It's been pretty fun. Amazing journey so far. We've done a lot, from getting out of that dungeon to getting into all sorts of trouble with a mind flayer, and finally here getting poisoned. It really feels like a D&D tabletop being DM'd by someone like Matt Mercer. So it's amazing. Again, so thank you so much, and see you all on Monday. I will upload future content on YouTube soon as well. So be sure to catch me on that, youtube.com/user/Skylancer20. Or if you're more into Facebook, just look at me at the Skylancer for Facebook. It's my gaming profile. All right, so cheers, and we'll do one last. We started with it, and we're gonna end with our favorite song, courtesy of George R.R. Martin.
Wiener, 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 next to another wiener, 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 two wieners alongside yet another wiener, wiener party, wiener party, 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 wiener.